developing, and we're hoping they can take the next step, which will hurdle us hopefully towards finals.
Yeah, you got a couple, Saligo, Rochelle, there's a fair few of them. Berry's a good player. The due diligence factor on a player that you're looking to recruit. So take Clayton Oliver out. Let's go to the draft, for example, and Jared and I have been talking a lot about Taron Thomas and were there warning signs in his draft year that North failed to pick up. Do you leave that solely in the hands of Hamish Ogilvie and Justin Reid and your list management crew, or do you and the board get involved, if need be, with a player that may have a few red flags?
Oh, we've got a terrific list management team, and that they've done a really good job, especially over the last couple of years with their recruiting and bringing in some traded-in players. So we would back them in on most things. Look, as a board or as a CEO, potentially there's some due diligence on certain individuals, but we've got the processes in place. We think that they would deliver that in terms of what they do, in terms of day-to-day, through psych testing, through an array of different things, through their extensive interviews. But depending on the individual, potentially the board will get involved.
Now, the rumour has it that you drew up a list of about a dozen items that you wanted the AFL to furnish to your club, given the disaster of goal umpire gate last year, which cost you a spot in the flag. How many of the list did you get up?
That's a rumour. That is a rumour. Look, we were very, very disappointed with that outcome, it must be said.
Yep.
And, we had a lot of discussions with the AFL about how they could... at the time they couldn't overturn the decision, but we were just really disappointed as a footy club, and we felt we had to stand up. Look, we spoke to them about, potentially supporting us through different initiatives that could be our fixture, etc. But the reality is, I think if I step back and I look at what our footy club produced last year, I know we only won 11 games, but we did deliver in big games. We're an exciting brand of footy, and clubs wanted to watch us. Spectators came to our game. So even though people will talk to, we've got 6 marquee games out of our first 14, so Thursday or Friday night, which is more than we've had in the last 3 or 4 years in total. But I also think our club and our list probably deserved it.
Is it good enough that nothing's changed in terms of the technology for season 2024? Tim, I know the AFL is working hard on the chip in the ball, and that doesn't seem too far away, but is it satisfactory that nothing has changed?
That's a good question. And they are working hard on it, but I am also been in the industry for 20 years, and I look at a lot of other sports, and I can see how professional they are in terms of VAR and different technologies. I thought, being the most professional sport in the country, that we need to fast track our improvement there. So I think that's something that we can certainly get better in, and we need to fast track it. I know we put more staff potentially in the arc, and that's an improvement, but if we want to be the best league going, I think we need the best goal line technology to go with it.
Elliot Himmelberg was an interesting decision. The Giants were really keen on securing him, and you were probably happy to let him go if you had picked up maybe Petty from Melbourne, but in the end, he stays on your list. Is he a long-term fixture on your list, or is he just covering a hole?
Elliot's been on our list for a number of years, I think 7 in total, so he's coming into his 8th. We are trying a few different things with Elliot this year. He's been training. He was a little bit injured, missed a bit of the pre-season, which is disappointing, set him back a little bit, but he's been training as a defender.
Yep.
And we think that's an area for our footy club that we need more of. We've obviously got injuries with Nick Murray at the minute. Jordan Butts has also been injured. That key position defender is an opportunity for him, and I think we're hopeful that he can step up and take it with both hands.
Sam Powell-Pepper will front the tribunal tomorrow. Tim, how did you assess the incident with him and Mark Keane?
How did I assess it? I was disappointed for Keeney. He's had such a terrific pre-season. He's been outstanding in all the match simulation, and then to get knocked out in the first minute was pretty disappointing for him and his family and the footy club. But I don't want to probably get into specifics about how I assessed it, but what I do know is that concussion is a very serious issue in our game. With Angus Brayshaw last week, and we've had Paul Seedsman, that I expect that the AFL will deal with these issues, not just for Pau Pepper, but all players, and I'll be expecting they might set a precedent here, but I don't know what that looks like.
All right, let's talk about Rory Sloane. How's he recovering from his eye injury? And look, did you encourage him to retire, Tim? I just thought with what he's put his body through, with what he's been able to get out of himself, and when we get to repeat issues with eyes and the fact that it can affect your long-term future, can you take us inside those conversations at all?
Respectfully, I would never ask him to retire. I'd never ask any of our players to retire. He's a warrior of our footy club. It's certainly a worry, the eye injury, but he's come back. He's had his operation. He's been back at the footy club. He's not glass half full sort of guy. He's glass overflowing. Yeah. He's been very positive. He's put in over the last couple of weeks. He's been running. There's been no talk of retirement in any way, shape or form. It's about what can you do to get back as soon as possible. So we'll work. Player welfare is our priority, I should say. We'll work with the specialist, but I don't expect him to be retiring.
He put on the agenda goggles. Has he had any fitted, and is that still on the cards?
Look, you're probably best to ask him. I know he's going to work with the specialist and look at options there. I haven't seen him running around with the goggles, I must admit, but if it's best for his protection and what he needs to continue to play footy, knowing Rory, he'll be doing it.
Leadership groups were on the menu last week. How do you arrive at yours?
What was that? Sorry, Jared?
Leadership groups. I mean, some clubs have 2, some have 4, some have 8. And I think you had a fairly large leadership group, which we talked about last week.
Look, for us, we've been on a journey over the last couple of years. We had Taylor Walker and Rory Sloane as our leaders and captains, and we had terrific leadership from those two. They were major leaders of our footy club. But when I got in a couple of years ago, we had some potential up-and-coming leaders, but below that, there was a bit of a dearth, we thought. So what we wanted to do over the last couple of years is provide... They've led the club for a period of time, but what we wanted to do was provide a bit more depth of leadership to show that this club is evolving. There's a bit of an evolution here, and we wanted to bring on, and this was led by the players as well. The players voted, but it wasn't only the players, it was the coaches. There was a number of different stakeholders. There's also had approval from the board. But we wanted to bring in some 22 to 26-year-olds who are going to be the leaders of our next sphere. So they want to take it forward. So we've got an array of different types of players and different personalities that we think are going to be a really good fit, learn from I suppose, the top senior 4 leaders. And it also shows our younger players, be it Michael Annie, Pedler, Rochelle, Saligo, that leadership isn't too far away for those guys, and put your hand up, make a difference, and improve our footy club. And we've thought 8 is potentially a large number, but 8 out of the 44 on our list, we think it's a nice web of influence across the whole list.
All right, Tim, it's a big year. There is expectation from outside, and also it sounds like from within. You've done a great job since taking over as CEO, as has the whole of the footy club, and the time is now. So go get them. Good luck for the year.
Thanks, Kane. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate your support.
Tim Silver's there as the Adelaide Footy Club CEO. Very impressive. The Crows take on West Coast at Richmond Oval on Saturday before opening up their season in round 1 against Gold Coast. I've got them in the 8.
Good. I thought you weren't doing predictions.
Yeah, I got sucked in, didn't I?
Tell me this very quickly as we come up to the news. The Crows have aggressively rebuilt. Do you see the rebuild going all the way to a flag?
I reckon they'll go close. Yeah, Tim Silvers was with us thanks to APCO. APCO's Wicked Chili Devil Dogs. They're cheesy, spicy and wicked good. Mitch Cleary has some breaking news in relation to the Hawthorn racism investigation. We'll hear from him on the other side of this. But up next, if you want us, flick over to the app, because on 11:16, our call of Richmond up against Collingwood is next.
Sports Sports Day for McDonald's.
For a limited time only, get any size soft drink for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
The new, refined 7-seat Kia Sorrento. Kia's large SUV. Available now at your nearest Kia dealer.
Good afternoon. There has been an earlier crash on the Westgate Freeway inbound after the Princess Freeway this afternoon, as well as a broken down truck on the Ring Road Altona bound before the Tullamarine Freeway. There has also been a crash on the Ring Road Greensboro bound at Sydney Road this afternoon. Can't live without Netflix? Join the AGL Netflix electricity plan with Netflix included for the life of your plan. Visit agl.com.au today. And footy's back. Here the Pies taking on the Tigers live tonight on SEN.
The biggest English Premier League games are live every Saturday and Sunday night, plus every Tottenham game live right here on your home of sport, SEN.
Tyre Power's Big Brands Better Buy Sale. Need fresh tyres? Search Tyre Power for 25% off selected fork and passenger and SUV tyres.
This is Ben Reid. If you're getting ready to sell your home, there are so many traps you can fall into. Like, how do you choose the best agent? What's the best selling method? And how much should you pay for commission and advertising? Avoid mistakes. Talk to an Ian Reid vendor advocate first. We've got the answers you need to get the best price for your property. It's all explained in our booklet, Fatal Real Estate Traps Exposed. Call us now for a free copy, 9430 0000.
Ian Reid Vendor Advocates.
Sell your home a better way.
Go on, ring us.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's. Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
Kia's most awarded SUV just got better. Get ready for the new, refined 7-seat Kia Sorrento. Now with a dual 12.3-inch panoramic display and Kia Connect technology.
Pretty little thing, let me light the counter called Mama. I'm so hard to hell and I yes around.
Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
The Easter long weekend is calling, and gearing up for your DIY project has never been easier. Because whatever your task over Easter, Trojan Tools are up for the job. With a broad range of quality tools at DIY prices, backed by a lifetime warranty. So whether you're on the campsite, in the garage, out in the garden, or fixing things around the home, Trojan Tools have you covered. Trojan, tools built tough. Available in-store or online at Bunnings Warehouse.
So I hear you guys have started to build your new home.
Yeah, that's right.
But I thought you were waiting until interest rates came down.
Don't need to. Henley have a fund to pay $1,000 a month off our home loan for 2 years.
What? Wow, that's 24 grand off your mortgage payments.
Yeah, and it includes all new builds. Wait a minute, where are you going?
To get AAMI and visit Henley.
Henley's Mortgage Fund. $1,000 a month off your home loan for 2 years. All backed by Henley's $7 billion parent, Sumitomo Forestry Group.
Hi, Gary Lyon here. Good mornings. Start with Temper. Temper's range of mattresses and adjustable bases adapt to the exact shape of your body so you can put your head and feet up in comfort. Also, if you're like me and have ongoing back concerns, Temper mattresses assist in alleviating your pain. Find your perfect position with an easy-to-use wireless remote and massage function available at the touch of a button. Experience the Temper range today. You can view Temper athlete stories at temper.com.au. Temper, a mattress like no other.
What's better than winning the match? Winning the series. Host Plus has been named Money Magazine's Best Super Fund for 2024. Judged on strong performance, value for money and a focus on members. That's a plus.
Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Visit moneymag.com.au for awards criteria. General advice only. Consider your circumstances and the relevant PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding. Awards and ratings are only one factor to consider. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Search Compare Host Plus today.
Summer racing in Tasmania. It doesn't get any better. The stars shine on and off the track during the Ladbroke Summer Racing Festival, and with the Hobart and Launceston Cups in February, there's no better time to be trackside.
Swoop Dog trying to kick back. Hyper's flying. Ashy Boy's in front. It's yours, Steve-O. Ashy Boy wins the cup and Froggy makes it 8.
It's on. Right across Tassie, right across summer. Book your tickets today at goracingtasmania.com.au.
In footy, Bucks was a player who would dig in, so it's a perfect fit that Supergroups are proud to be digging in with Bucks this year on SEN. Nathan Buckley on Breakfast with Kane Corns, 6 till 9 a.m. Monday mornings on SEN. Thanks to Supergroups.
AFL Nation. Footy is back from Thursday, March 7, and we'll have every game live on SEN and streaming on the SEN app.
Busted away, steady, straight and goal! We have got the finish to beat all finishers.
Welcome to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Welcome everyone to Icon Park in Carlton. Footy officially back. It is the AAMI Community Series, and we have a doozy to kick things off for the first time in 2024. John Donohoe, Liam Pickering with you here at Icon Park, bathed in sunshine, and it's the Tigers taking on the Pies, the 2023 premiers. Hello, Picks.
Johnny Donohoe, how are you, buddy? Welcome to a new footy season. It's good to be here. It's a warm night here at Icon, and both teams on the ground. We're not far off a start, actually. A bit of a quick pre-game, this one, my friend. But it's going to be good to see some good footy back and some pretty strong teams, actually.
Absolutely. It's AFL Nation pre-season footy for McDonald's, the new McCrispy at Macca's and Pickers. We've got squads of about 28, 29 playing today. They'll play under official match conditions, and Collingwood just about what we saw in the grand final. No Scott Pendlebury, though, this time around. A couple others out as well, but fairly strong across the board for the Pies and the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you the interchange for Collingwood, actually. It's Noble, McRae, Crisp, McInnes, McCreary, Harrison, Johnson and Dean. And for the Tigers, Jack Ross, Jacob Hopper, Bulbhead Brown, Tommy Brown, my mate Paul's son, Ryan, Graham, Lefau, Miller and Green are the interchange players.
Absolutely. It's going to be a nice contest. It's about 30 degrees here at Icon Park Pickers. Now, I might have told a fib. I got told earlier today they might have sold about 9,000 tickets. It doesn't look that busy here tonight. However,
it is pretty hot.
The appetite for footy is still very, very high at the moment. Icon Park looks a picture, and I haven't been back here for a long, long time, Pigs, and the ground is perfect. It's like carpet out there.
No doubt, it's superb. The facilities here are terrific. Well, the facilities aren't. Where the commentary box is a little bit tight, a bit snug, and no air conditioning. But we have got a nice breeze coming through, boy. I've set aside the breeze, but I'm older.
I did set myself up in the left, but you said no, you pulled rank?
Well, I pulled a bit of rank there. I've got a few years on you. But, yeah, no, it's going to be actually a nice night for footy, actually. I mean, it's warm, but there's a nice little breeze, and there'll be plenty of rotations. We'll see some good footy. The Pies had a lot of their players not play last Tuesday against North. Most of those guys, outside of a couple, you mentioned Pendlebury and Side Bottom. Is Sidey in tonight?
No, Side Bottom's playing.
Yeah, he's playing, yes. Yep. So he didn't play the other day, obviously. Darcy Moore's playing tonight. So it's a strong Collingwood team. And the Tigers, well, they've got new players, a couple of new players. They've certainly got Kazitsky comes in. You've got Naismith.
Sam Naismith, great story, 31 years old.
He's a journeyman.
ACLs at Sydney and
5.
I think it was 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 at Sydney. Gets his opportunity again in the ruck. No Toby Nankervis for Richmond tonight.
Well, he'd be available for round 1. I don't think it sounds like he's going to be, so which is a bit of a concern. He's their captain, but he's also a really important player for them. So, yeah, we've got all the teams here tonight. Fox Footy are here alongside of us, and the M's have even turned up for a pre-season game. What's going on there?
They're copying us.
They've got the Jack Hever and the Jackie boy, one of our guys who defected.
Yes.
Barry Denner there and Joey Montagna next door. And you see the Journo sitting up there. I see the truck, Johnny Ralph and Glenn McFarlane, the boys are all here.
Footy's really back when everyone's coming to Icon Park on a Tuesday afternoon. One man I want to talk about is Lockie Schultz, obviously the defection across from Fremantle, plays for Collingwood. Now we're going to get our first look at him. Didn't play in the match simulation last week. He's just going to add such a different edge to the Collingwood. He did play in the match simulation.
He did play. He didn't do a lot. I was at that game. It was a really warm day too. That was in the middle of that was late morning actually. Yeah, he'll be a good addition. He's a good player. So
certainly is.
They lost Ginnivan, obviously, but with the small forwards of Schultz, you've obviously got Jamie Elliott. And they've got Bobby Hill, of course. So they've got
Smith medalist.
A bit of ground level sort of stuff there. I'm really interested to see how Reece McInnes goes. McInnes goes alongside of the other guy I'm a big fan of is Beau McCreary. He just puts enormous pressure on. He's quick. Really integral part of that Collingwood forward.
Now at Macca's, go large or medium.
They've got a great spread of players that can kick goals.
How hard do they go tonight, Pix? I know, we're a week out from opening round, and I guess you could be forgiven for coasting a little bit tonight, but I assume both teams want to.
There'll be no coasting tonight.
Want to go as hard as they can within reason, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, there was probably a bit of coasting in last week's game, but not tonight. No, tonight is your last proper hit out
under match conditions.
And there are players that will be clearly wanting to, impressed to make sure they're in that round one team, or the round zero team, as it turns out, for the first week's game, which is only next weekend. So we're not far off. No, you want to be hitting your straps by now. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, opening round, Richmond will be in action. Both these teams will be in action. Richmond have got the Gold Coast, so Damien Hardwick first up against the Tigers, and then Collingwood head to what one of your men, Mason Cox, called the Cow Paddock up there at GWS. So that will be a feisty game to kick things off as well in opening round.
Yeah, absolutely it will. Yeah, no, there's not a lot of love lost between those two teams, and the Cow Paddock, that's quite funny. The showgrounds.
The showgrounds.
But anyway, look, it's a big year for Richmond because we don't quite know what we're going to get. I'm not convinced they've got the depth in their squad to really do damage, but they have got a new coach who's highly rated, and whether he can get that spike that Adam Kingsley got from the Giants last year. I mean, the Giants squad seems a bit deeper than what Richmond's currently is, but tell you what, you get a fit, Prestia and these sort of guys, and Dustin Martin looks as sharp as a tack. So, yeah, you get that sort of top-end stuff that working really well. Well, then, who knows? They could be ready for another crack at the finals.
Absolutely, and we know Adam Uze was in contention for a lot of different jobs along the journey, Picks, and finally gets his chance at Richmond. So what do you think he's going to bring into this side for the Tigers in 2024? Adam Uze. Oh, look, I think he'll do some different stuff. I mean, they won't play, I don't think they'll play anything like they did under Hardwick. It'll be a whole different game style. They want to really move the ball quick, but I think everyone talks about quick ball movement. Everyone's talked about that, especially forward to centre. Now, not everyone can do that because they haven't got the skill level of the top side. So how that all goes, teams I think will get opened up at times, and maybe the teams near the bottom that were trying to play quick. We saw it with Hawthorn a few times last year. When it didn't work, they got opened up. And I think it'll happen a bit with North this year as well. So, but there'll be days when they're going to be exciting. And I reckon Richmond might be a bit of that tonight and during the season. Absolutely. We know what we're going to get from Collingwood. We're going to get manic pressure. We're going to get good ball use. And it looks like Jordan De Goey's almost going to go to a new level in 2024, which is scary for the competition. Well, I watched him last Tuesday against North, and when he was on the ground, he looked a class player on the ground. Of all of them, he looked the most dynamic, to be honest. And we know what sort of a final series he had. He's a super talented player. So, the key of these games is get as much as you can out of it, get your game style, get your ball movement happening, and try and not get injured. Because that's the key with these games. You don't want to lose key players at this time of the year. Yeah, no draftees for Collingwood playing tonight. We know Harry Demadia is injured. They haven't picked Tujiath, who's the brother of CJ at Hawthorn. And the one I'm interested that they haven't picked, Ed Allen. Ed Allen playing VFL tonight at Punt Road. He had an excellent first year in the VFL. He'll get his chance. He's a good player. It was emergency a number of times last year for them. Well, he might just not be there in his prep, if you know what I mean. And there's a bit of that goes on with all this. You can't play everybody on the squad. It's true. I was trying to get Will Parker in the team. He's only just signed last week. Yes. He's got a little bit of work to do, I think. Just put his pads on into the kit bag, and now he's down here. I didn't think we'd get him in tonight, but anyway, it was worth a bit of a crack anyway. But no, the crowd's building up a bit, Johnny. I don't think you're going to be getting 9,000. I think you've got a little bit generous with your prediction there, but it is it'll be a nice little atmosphere. Richmond and Collingwood, Icon Parks. Interesting venue choice. Yeah. But I think this is the perfect venue for all the Melbourne games. In my view, I'll take Geelong out of it. Obviously, they're going to have a game at home. But the Melbourne-based clubs, it's a great venue for them. Yeah. And if they did it up... And also Saints, again. Saints have got a good setup there too as well. So. And if they did it up a little bit, which, I mean, they don't necessarily need to. It is a little bit old and run down. And, this side is anyway. Yeah, over to the right-hand side of us here, they still have the wooden benches that people sit on, which has great colour and all that. 100%, right until you get a spinner right in your ass. And then it's not so much fun when you get those wooden seats, but no, it is a bit run down this side of the ground. We're in the old John Elliott stand, which has been renamed, of course. This is the famous Rex Hunt
Yes, it
commentary
is.
box.
It is. They were
telling
just
people as they walk past. You are pretty close to the fans here, so
you can just about pat these guys in the head as they walk past underneath. It's a beautiful view to call footy, though, in fairness.
It is. And the ground is in pristine nick. Darcy Moore's won the toss. We're going to kick to the right of screen. And if you know Carlton... Well, if Carlton fans are listening, and if you know Icon Park, it's the new facility to the right-hand side here of our commentary position, so the right-hand side of your radio.
It is a great facility, actually.
Yep.
And then, obviously, Richmond will kick to the Legend stand end of the ground, which is the Fitzroy stand end. Or Fitzroy Street end, or Fitzroy. Fitzroy end.
Did you play much footy here?
Yeah, I did. I played a lot of games here, actually. Loved it. I loved the ground. It was sort of suited slubbies like me.
Yep.
Where, you're sort of on top of the ball the whole time. It's not a huge ground, but it's a lovely ground to play on. They were damn hard to beat, Carlton.
Oh, yeah.
Played them back in the day. We did beat them in a few big games, actually, here, but they were a very good team, so
all right.
Wasn't easy.
No, we're not far away from getting things underway here at Icon Park. Thompson Dow in the middle for the Tigers, along with Tim Taranto and Sam Naismith and Dion Prestia. And for the Pies,
there was some doubt over Prestia, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think had a little bit of a niggle.
But obviously he's fine to go. Anyway, let's get into it.
All right, footy is back for 2024. The official practice matches are about to get underway. Collingwood taking on Richmond at Icon Park here on AFL Nation. All thanks to Maccas. The bounce of the ball, and away we go. Naismith got up high, tapped it down to Taranto. Came down again to Dowd. Taranto picks it up. Scoops it out the back door. Couldn't get it cleanly. Bobby Hill running past, as is DeGoey. Got taken high, and he'll get a free kick as the Pies look to go forward. Plays on quickly, inside 50, looking for a target. Big Mason Cox down there out of full forward, and the ball rolls out of bounds and a throw in early.
Just needed a bit more air on that kick there, Jordan DeGoey. Cox had made the right position, but just kicked it out in front of him, and that's not really his go ground balls.
So just around to the right of the point post, in front of the new stand here at Icon Park. Ball thrown in. Darcy Cameron in the ruck, won that one down. Coming through was DeGoey, but Richmond get a clearing kick onto the wing. Moore, he's got room to move, couldn't take the clean possession. Martin scooped it out, but only into the hands of Oleg Markov, who just sizes up and then goes wide and switches play. Kick, yes. It was dangerous for Josh Dacos as they come through, and Bobby Hill has to give it back to his teammate as a free kick was plucked out.
I think Bobby Hill's going to go to a whole new level this year. He'll get so much confidence out of that grand final performance.
Oh, yeah. 4 goals. He was unbelievable. Mychek on the wing, short 45 kick to DeGoey. Plays on quickly inside 50, looking for a tall target now. Cox is down there in front. Was Cameron. Couldn't take the mark. There is Bobby Hill, slung around in a tackle. Does the umpire say holding the ball? He doesn't. We're going to have a ball up in the left forward pocket. Early stages, first term. Umpire wastes no time. Bit of a stalemate in the middle. Comes out to Richmond on the boot of Short. Wobbles one forward. It was a nice pickup in the end there by the Tigers, and they're away again on the wing.
Speed.
They go through Rioli. He gave the fend off and going forward. Dusty running into goal. He can dribble one home to start, and just across the face. Wasn't his best effort there, Dustin Martin, off the side of the boot.
It was the right give to him, though. He'd worked really hard. He worked from deep on the wing. He's got Maynard as an opponent, and Maynard, we know, is a very, very good defensive player.
So ball to be thrown in now in Richmond's forward end. Coming through was Cameron, and Prestia out the back. Easy as you like, walks in and dribbles it home. No one marking Dion Prestia. And the Tigers strike first in the pre-season. First goal on the board, 1 straight 6. Plays no score, and that's on the scoreboard for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Yeah, the defensive setup there for the Pies just let themselves down. They left the hole back open, and he was able to just roll through there. Defensive side of the stoppage. Oh, yeah, it was Tom Mitchell got drawn to the stoppage, got too close. Needed to hold his ground there and just sweep, but he didn't sweep. He went at the ball and it went out the back. Good goal, good goals, good start, Richmond.
Yep, absolutely. So Richmond looking full of run early doors. Nick Dacos into the middle of the ground now, along with Tom Mitchell and Jordan DeGoey. Got the swooping Magpie jersey on tonight, Collingwood. Richmond going with the all-yellow training kit. Up goes Naismith again, won it down. Coming through there was Short. Handballs over the top now. Baker couldn't get on the end of it. Picking it up was Thompson Dow, and he was wrapped up straight away by the Pies. 6 of them there. And Tom Mitchell laid a crucial tackle at half forward. We'll have a ball up.
I like the attack on the ball by young Dow, though. Thought that was terrific.
So just inside 50, 48 metres from home. Mitchell couldn't get it cleanly. Thompson Dow's been in everything nice and early. Taranto gave a wayward handball. There's Bobby Hill coming back into defence. Just a little bit fumbly as Taranto stepped around a couple. Gave it off to a teammate as a shot at goal. And that was young Seth Campbell, who's good around goals from what you hear. That one was just a little bit wayward. 1-1-7, 4 minutes played in the first quarter. Pre-season footy on AFL Nation. Darcy Moore now playing on from fullback, kicks to the broadcast wing. Out the back's Broad, but Mason Cox did really well. Protected the space, took a nice grab, gave it to Quaynor quickly. Ball was smothered off the boot. Cameron in the right place at the right time. Nick Dacos at half back, goes back inside kick. 50, but it was in Richmond's favour.
Do you know what that was?
Noah Bolter takes a strong grab.
That was a bit of a smart-ass kick, actually.
It was.
He had the easy option, and he tried the harder option, which he didn't need to do. So that was a little bit too cocky, a bit cute there from Dacos, and he's turned it over, and they'll have a shot at goal here.
Noah Bolter will kick from the paint, or just outside the paint of 50. Gives it a good ride. Kick. It was a thumping kick. It won't be on track, though, and they get another minor score. So it was a little bit of a lazy kick there from Nick Dacos.
Well, it was a completely wrong option.
He could have gone the whole.
Well, the short one was the easy option, and they would have been able to sit up from there. But he tried, which was a bit of a smart aleck kick, I should say, which I did say.
Hoskin Elliott through the middle of the ground now. Wasn't to anyone in particular. Broad picked it up. Rioli's there. Comes along to short again. The ball was smothered. This time Gibcus gets it on the boot quickly, and Nick Dacos or Oleg Markov it is that mops up. Goes inside the centre square now. Tom Mitchell left it behind, and it was picked up by Baker, who gives a loopy handball off to Dusty. Spins out of trouble. No, he doesn't. Gone. A big tackle by Oleg Markov.
Excellent.
Saved a certain goal.
Excellent tackle. Because I thought Dusty had spun him out of it, but he didn't. He spun him back into it.
Markov plays on quickly to Maynard on the outer side. At half back, a kick to the wing. Cameron couldn't take the grab. Richmond full of pressure at the moment.
Pressure.
Marlon Pickett gave it off to Dusty.
Good
swings around. A beautiful kick to the outer side. And Bolton has a time and space to run and slice it through. He can't. He just almost had too much time to think. And pushes it across the face.
He had a couple of options to square up to, but he had enough time to have a shot. You don't have to go at him for that. Gee, they're all over him pressure-wise, Richmond. They've been terrific early.
1-3-9, plays no score. Braden Maynard at half-back, swings it out wide. Naismith in the way of Darcy Cameron. So it's been all Richmond so far. 6.5 minutes played in the first quarter.
It's just their pressure.
Certainly is. Crowd building nicely. A beautiful Tuesday night here at Icon Park. Thrown in, Darcy Cameron up against Naismith. Taranto did well. Gave it back to Marlon Pickett, who gets it on the right boot. Inside 50 again. There's a one-on-one. Kazitsky's down there. Couldn't take the grab.
He did well to get front position then, Kazitsky. He started behind, but he worked his way to the front, which is a good sign.
So Billy Frampton playing on Kazitsky down deep. So ball be thrown in just to the right of the point post. The Legends stand end. Came down nicely. Baker in the right place at the right time. He couldn't get boot to ball. Side bottom. Oh, out of midair. Prestia. Nearly some magic in the pre-season, but pushed it across the face and a minor score. So Prestia lively early. Thompson's Dow's been really good. We'll get some stats from Piggers throughout the night as well.
Yeah, Taranto's had 6 already. Baker's had 4. Prestia's had 3.
Maynard plays on, takes a bounce and kicks to the point of half back to Oleg Markov. Goes a long ball down the line, 2-on-1 in Richmond's favour. And again, Jaden Short underneath it, takes a nice relieving grab. Looking inboard. Instead goes down the line again inside 50, putting Collingwood under enormous pressure. Kazitsky did well, disengaged from Frampton, but numbers with Collingwood. Shea Bolton's there. And again, that might have been a scoop from Quaynor. Richmond's pressure high, and side bottom takes it deep in defence. Frampton under pressure, had to kick quickly, did. Marlon Pickett there, and he just didn't have the pace to get to Josh Dacos to stop it. Dacos plays on. Markov over the top at half back, but again, this is where Collingwood have been good. They can't get it past the centre square. He goes short inboard. Will Hoskin-Elliott at the point of the square now. Inside the centre square. Beautiful kick to Lipinski.
That should open things up. They've got a loose at centre half forward. It's Bobby Hill.
He goes to half forward, Lipinski. It was a good kick. Elliott inside 50 this time. There's Lockie Schultz, his first crack at goal. Swings to home. Oh, and it hits the post. So Lockie Schultz with an acre of space forward of the ball. Wasn't able to execute, but they get their first score on the board.
Talked about whether they'd go flat out tonight. I think Richmond have shown you that this isn't just a Mickey Mouse match sim. This is a proper practice match. Look at Dusty out the back.
So Noah Bolter kicks to Dusty, and already they're at half forward, the Tigers. This is really promising signs. He swings it on the right boot, inside 50. Darcy Moore there. If Kaczynski kept his feet, he could have run into an open goal, but there'll be a free kick. It's plucked out to...
Yeah, he didn't have this kind of Darcy Moore, but he didn't have many other options, Dusty. So the problem was he kicked it up, and Moore's a lot more athletic than Kaczynski and was able to work to the front.
So last line of defence, the Collingwood captain swings it to John Noble in the back pocket.
They're trapping him in though, aren't they?
Certainly are. And Noble missed out on the grand final last year, kicks down the line. Broadcast side, up. The fly went from Gibcus at ground level. Hopper picked it up, gave it to his mate in Taranto. A quick kick forward, and the Tigers are going in again. Graham, a flying shot from 50. Does he drain it? No, he just pushes it off to the right. So they're peppering the goals at the moment, the Tigers. And they're just slicker by hand as well, Picks.
Yeah,
all around the ground.
9 inside 50s to 3. Kick 1 goal 5. They haven't finished their work, but very, very promising start by the Tigs.
Moore up the middle. Still inside defensive 50, Oleg Markov gives to Josh Dacos on the point of half back. Swings it out to the outer wing. Mason Cox has got the jump, did well, took the mark.
Second good mark for Cox.
Over the top of Tyler Young. And now just a short chipping ball. Josh Dacos ran on. Getting to half forward now. Elliott disengaged of Rioli and then kept his feet and followed up. Did really well. Trying to play tunnel ball with Rioli. And the ball spill out of bounds. 10.5 gone. 1-5-11 Richmond, Collingwood. Just the one minor score.
Just a couple of stats to note. Richmond 19 kicks, 16 handballs. So they've been able to use run and handball and link up as opposed to Collingwood. They're 31 kicks and 5 handballs only in this first part of the game.
So Richmond again with ball in hand. Hopper, just a quick kick forward. Picked up by Markov, gave to Mitchell, who stepped around a couple, and now has a free handball to Maynard, but couldn't take it cleanly, and the pressure came on him, and now Richmond are out again. Bolton's got the entire wing out side to run. Picks up, and he's taken a bounce already. He's at half forward now and kicks short and flat inside 50. Beautiful kick on the chest of Dustin Martin. When those two are linking up, it's dangerous.
It was a terrific play. Good vision and good lead by Dusty. He started deep, got around Darcy Moore. It was a lovely lace-up kick.
And Dustin Martin is about 42 metres out, I reckon, Pickers, and on a slight angle.
No, I'll back him from here.
I would as well. Dusty for his first score on the board in this game. No, inside. Just pushes it to the right. So kicked a goal's worth of behinds. 1-6-12, plays one behind. And the scoreboard obviously doesn't count for much in these games, Pickers, but you want to get off to a good start.
It's the game style they're playing, I like.
Absolutely. Hoskin-Elliott, outside defensive 50, kicks to Moore.
Again, they're forcing Collingwood to kick. There's no overlap run at all.
Forcing them wide as well.
This is a good setup from the Tigers.
The Adamuzze style coming in 2024. Moore goes long down the line. The fly came from Ash Johnson, did well, got to front position and took it in the hands. He's got a short option to Tom Mitchell. Goes there, and Mitchell wanted to play on and then thought better of it and goes back out of side to Nick Dacos. Dacos with the fluoro green boots. You won't miss him tonight. Just pointing and barking instructions. Now kicks deep inside 50 to the pocket. Mason Cox is there. Ball at ground level. Rioli gave it off to short. Releases outside 50, and again, it'll be a free kick.
Had to be a free.
It'll be a push. It'll go the way of just working out who it's going the way. Yeah, it is Markov. So it was Markov or Moore. Markov been good early.
He's been in everything, hasn't he?
Crowd filling in here for the first official pre-season match. He goes inside 50 again. Cox is down there. Cameron as well. At ground level, it fell into the hands of Short. Gave it off to Marlon Pickett. Now the Tigers hemmed up against the boundary line. Did really well, all by hands. Rioli gave it off, and now the Tigers are out again. Wasn't the greatest kick to Dustin Martin. Just gave the fend off, and Rioli running past, and away they go through the middle. Prestia over the top once more. Can they finish? Tom Brown from inside 50 again pushes it off to the right.
He had a bit more time than he thought then, Brownie. It was a great build-up with handball. Love their handball at the moment. The 25 kicks, 26 handballs, but it's the handball that's opening up Collingwood early in this game.
So again, John Noble just short to the pocket. That's what they've been doing from the kick-ins, and Maynard on the end of it. Noble runs on. Wasn't a great kick from Maynard, but out to the advantage of John Noble, who takes a bounce on the outer wing now and goes long down the line. Cameron the target. Gibskis came over the top with a double fister and punched it out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in. 14 gone in the first quarter. 1-7 Richmond, 1-7-13. Collingwood 1 minor score.
11 inside 50s for 8 scores for Richmond. And they'd be wishing they were 3 or 4 goals instead of 1 goal, but
Samson Ryan into the ruck. Ball in dispute there as Naismith. Jumping on top of it again was Noble, and Richmond again with hands to it. Trying to get the kick out there was Prestia, and the umpire will let it go. Richmond Collingwood fans wanted a free kick, so hot early at Icon Park. Hoskin Elliott fired out a handball, gave it to Maynard. Josh Dacos into a bit of traffic. Naismith got a hand in the way, and there's Prestia again. Off to Baker. Over the head handball, a loopy one. And John Noble's able to mop up. He goes the check side outside of the boot. Johnson the target. Ball at ground level again. Nick Dacos to the brother, Josh Dacos. They link up beautifully, and now Collingwood go inside 50. Elliott, he was the target on this occasion. Couldn't take the mark as Tyler Young mops up. Will they get another opportunity here, Collingwood? They will. Young again, and in the back. You would think holding the ball. It was holding the ball as Tyler Young tried to exit defensive 50. It's in the hands of Myercheck. He just goes short, 45 with the switch to Josh Dacos. He's about 65 from home. Just assessing his options at the moment. Points deep into the forward pocket, and that's the direction he goes. This time Johnson down there couldn't take the mark, and a big spoil came through from Samson Ryan. The big fella punches it out over the line. Nearly 16 minutes gone, Pickers. 1-7-13 Richmond, Collingwood 1 minor score. It's been all Richmond so far.
Well, they've been terrific in this first quarter.
Samson Ryan up against Darcy Cameron. Prestia in the thick of it again, and jumped on by Bobby Hill. We'll have another ball up inside Collingwood forward 50. Cameron won that one down. No one running through, and then had a snap on goal, and on the last line defence, Nathan Broad just stops a certain goal.
Oh, that's not a great kick.
It wasn't a great kick to the near side. Bo McCreary, he's trying to mop up, and Seth Campbell taken over the line. We'll have a throw in just in front of the old stand over here to the right, Picks. That's where the wooden benches are here at Icon Park.
Yeah, they haven't done anything to that stand in about 100 years.
Still got the Optus logo on it.
It has.
Thrown in at half forward now for Collingwood. Side bottom picks it up. Wrapped up straight away by Taranto.
And immediately they jump all over anyone that gets a loose ball for Collingwood.
That's what we're noticing. The pressure is high from Richmond so far. So maybe that'll be a cornerstone of Adam Uze's coaching manual this year.
Not a bad starting point.
No. To Goey. Gives now to Nick Dacos, who swings it around on the left boot. A high up and under ball and says, catch it. No one could. Ball in dispute again. Prestia wrapped up by Bo McCreary. Lipinski fired off a wayward handball. It'll come to Tom Brown, who exits defensive 50 quickly and kicks to the direction of Ryan, but he was out-muscled by Braden Maynard, who swung it wide, and Josh Dacos slipped over and didn't help himself, and then wrapped up straight away. The umpire's letting it play, and Richmond will go forward again. Baker, he had his ball smothered by Maynard.
Did well, Maynard.
And now Collingwood get a chance in attack. Josh Dacos wrapped up straight away. Richmond's pressure is high at Icon Park, and Collingwood take the advantage inside 50 this time. Short, just kicked it up to himself, really Gaelic football style. Did very nicely, put Dion Prestia under enormous pressure though, and he will be wrapped up, and that will be holding the ball.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That should be pretty much team prior opportunity, really. He got given a hospital handball and he fell over.
Certainly did. So Beau McCreary...
Got a bit of blood here. He's going to have to come off. Jack Ross, is it?
Jack Ross, it is. So Beau McCreary has the free kick, and they're just waiting for Camden McIntosh to come onto the mark now. About 70 from home.
He looks up, though, and there's a lot of numbers in the Collingwood forward line here. And you can crowd this ground up because it's pretty small. Not a lot of movement from the Pies either up there. It's all standing there.
A lot of short kicking as well from Collingwood, side bottom. He does go short again to half forward to Goey.
Still no movement deep, though. A few leads would be nice. A lot of statues there, just kicking it up in the air.
DeGoey plays on, sells some candy and goes in the direction of Big Mason Cox at the back. Tom Brown did well. He was dispossessed straight away by Johnson. Nick Dacos lurking now. Collingwood, Lipinski snaps towards goal. Bouncing ball, got it. Collingwood get there first. It was scrappy, but they made it count, and Patrick Lipinski the first on the board for the Pies. 1-1-7 Collingwood. 1-7-13 Richmond. 19 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here on AFL Nation for McDonald's, the new McCrispy at Macca's. And for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Yeah, scrappy goal, but a bit of good work on the goal line allowed that to go through. It's hard work, though, isn't it? A lot of possessions to get the ball inside 50 for the Pies. A welcome goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So Patrick Lipinski.
Just some of the leading possession winners on the ground for the Pies. It's Maynard and Markov and Josh Dacos have had 8 disposals. And for the Tigers, Baker, Prestia, Short and Taranto all with 7.
Been impressed by the work of a few of the young Tigers out there. Thompson Dow and Tom Brown.
Yeah, both been good.
Both been really good. Okay, so they're going to throw it up here. Mason Cox into the ruck now, up against Sam Naismith. Cox won that one down. DeGoey was wrapped up and then released from the tackle. Go inside 50 again, Collingwood. Short read at best, gave it off to Rioli, who runs off half back now, chipping ball to the wing. Bolton's got space and time. Crisp trying to close down the space. He took a bounce, Shea Bolton, and went to half forward. Didn't need to take the bounce. Quaynor mops it up. Out of half back now through the middle of the ground. This is a better build up from Collingwood. There's Lipinski, the goal kicker. To half forward, a beautiful ball to McCreary.
Loose inside 50 here. They've got to get it to him.
Yeah, they do. And that is Myercheck, who's underneath it. Takes a nice grab. 15 from home, and that's a beautiful build up. The best so far for Collingwood.
Yeah, it's the most clinical they've looked. And it was Quaynor's attack off half back that set that up. And Lipinski didn't go back over the mark. Just went off on the 45. Created the loose man, and Myercheck had somehow found himself 30 metres in the clear inside forward 50. Pretty comfortable mark, and he shouldn't have any problem from here.
Brody Myercheck, usually a beautiful kick of the footy, comes in, makes no mistake this time, and you were right there, Pix. He had no issues whatsoever. So Collingwood go back-to-back with goals for the first time in this game, and they do reclaim a... No, they don't reclaim a lead. They're 2 goals, 1.
They're the
13.
same score.
They're the same score. 1-7-13. I didn't have my maths correct, Pix, this time around.
Did work still bank.
Yeah.
So know a bit about that. Where's my sheet gone?
2-1-13 plays 1-7-13. 21 minutes gone in the first quarter. AFL Nation for McDonald's. The new McCrispy at Macca's. John Donohoe, Liam Pickering with you. Here you go, Pix.
Give us another one there, old mate. No, I want the one that you did. Your homemade one.
Oh, yeah.
Where the hell did it go? Was here 2 seconds ago? Didn't go.
Well, you find that...
by Brucey. He's been in here mucking around. He's knocked it over from me.
He certainly has.
Is that it? That's the one. Thanks,
there you
Bruce.
go. Liam Pickering, always.
That's the one, Bruce.
Ever the professional.
Jeez.
Back in the middle now. Cox up against Naismith. Ball bounce. Naismith won that one down. Dustin Martin in the middle this time. Tom Mitchell couldn't get boot to ball as Naismith jumped on it and then fired off a handball, but to no one in particular. And Collingwood go inside 50 again. Ash Johnson leading out. Couldn't get hands to it, and Broad was held. And he'll get a free kick inside defensive 50. So Richmond can slow it down now if they want going into quarter time. Normal conditions here as well, Pix. So 25 and time on. As Broad plays on, kicks down the line.
That'll be 20 in time on.
20 in time on, yep.
Oh, a loose play here.
Off hands. Naismith kicks inside 50 to big Samson Ryan, and it floated to the pocket, and it landed in his lap. So big Samson Ryan, he's a fairly large unit.
It's going to take an enormous kick from here.
He is 206 centimetres, Samson Ryan. Played just the 15 games so far in his career. Comes in now. We've got a good look at this. Kicks to the top of the square. It wasn't his greatest effort there as Cox comes back to try and mop up. Got a fist to it. Out of bounds over the line. And we'll have a throw in. Richmond kicking to the left of your radio dial towards the old Legends stand. Collingwood towards the new building down here at Icon Park.
I think it used to be the Heatley stand, is it?
Yeah,
right?
I think that rings a bell. So Richmond take it out. Get a boot on ball quickly. Tom Brown with a high up and under that Billy Frampton was able to settle himself under. Goes across goal to Noble. Jacob Kazitsky wearing the number 20 out there for Richmond. He mans the mark.
There's no disposal yet, Kazitsky.
No. Noble kicks long down the line to the broadcast wing, and that will be out on the full as he was looking for Ash Johnson.
But you see, they just didn't allow anything, any kickback inside then. That was the only option you had was down the line. Tigers are forcing the Pies very wide.
Nathan Broad in front of the interchange gates now. Plays on and kicks inside 50. Ryan's down there. Cox came over the top again and throwing a boot at it was Baker, but couldn't get any leather on leather. We'll have a throw in to the left of the behind post, just in front of the Legends stand. John Donohoe, Liam Pickering with you. Good to have footy back in 2024. Opening round just a week away on Thursday next week. Samson Ryan taps this one down. Nick Dacos was front and centre, but ball got away from him and bounced over the line, and a repeat throw-in picks.
Wasn't a very deep throw-in, was it, the last one?
No, it certainly wasn't.
Lackman barely got there.
They're a long way back.
Must be throwing into a headwind.
Ryan up against Cox. Cox did well and then fell over. Coming through Baker, couldn't get hands on it. Moore fired off a handball to Nick Dacos. This time outside defensive 50 as a one-on-one on the wing, doing very nicely for the Tigers was Tyler Young. He couldn't take the mark, but spilled it over the line.
Yeah, he did well. Good body use from the young man.
So right in front of us here on the broadcast wing. 25 minutes gone in this one, so drawing closer to quarter time. Cox out-muscles Naismith nicely. Good story is Sam Naismith as Tom Mitchell got wrapped up quickly. Richmond's pressure's been
Dacos free kick short
tonight, and it will be a free kick, and it will go to Nick Dacos. Good spotting there, Picks. He goes short to Will Hoskin-Elliott in front of the interchange gates. Collingwood happy to slow it down after a slow start. Richmond had all the play.
Yeah, they've worked their way into the last sort of 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah. 1-7 for Richmond. 2-1 to Collingwood. Scores level. So they can switch it if they want. John Noble's going to go near side, though, down the wing to half forward. Flies from Elliott, but the spoil came from Broad. Bolton did well at ground level. Crisp coming through. Dacos did well and gave it off to Hoskin-Elliott, who got it on boot to ball, and it was out on the full. It'll be a Richmond free kick at half back. Thompson down.
Comes back to the pressure of the Tigers, though. That's been excellent this first quarter.
Certainly has. Thompson Dow swings one to half forward. Bolton underneath it stood tall. It was a very nice grab by Shea Bolton. He's got numbers inside 50 if he wants them. Samson Ryan was one over the back.
He just didn't go quick enough.
No.
It might be part of a slow play.
2 or 3 that he could have kicked to, and he goes to Marlon Pickett, the pain of 50 instead.
He thought about going. Again, it's part of a slow play by the looks of it. Collingwood getting numbers back. They've got nothing long, really, to kick to.
No, so this will be a 52-metre, 53-metre shot on goal from Marlon Pickett. He's in no rush to kick it to the top of the square, although that might still be the plan. Has a shot at goal here.
Nice kick.
It's a beautiful kick. Distance. Samson Ryan takes a big grab in the goal square. Juggled it and got it on the second attempt. Marlon Pickett kicked it all of 48 metres and right in front of the goals.
So he's disappointed.
One.
Cox and Moore, on that occasion, one of them had to hold him out. He got a run at it from the side, really. It was a good mark, and he should finish.
Samson Ryan, top of the goal square, shouldn't have any issues and doesn't. Gets his first of the night, and Richmond's second on the board. They're 2-7, Collingwood 2-1, 28 minutes gone. First term here on AFL Nation pre-season footy at Icon Park.
Good mark from the young fella. A couple of nice marks now for him. Nick Dacos all of a sudden up to 9 disposals, starting to have an impact.
So it will be interesting picks to see how they use their big men this year, because obviously no Jack Rewalt. They've got Ryan, they've now got Naismith and obviously Toby Nankervis to come back, whether they play all three of them, as well as Jacob Kazitsky up there.
Lefau?
Yeah.
He's the one...
Yeah, he came off the... he was on the Melbourne Storm. Yeah, he was on the Melbourne Storm NRL list for a while, came across the AFL, played in their VFL.
Yeah, but he's a big body in the goal square type player.
Back in the middle now, Naismith, outpointed by Cox. Over the top from Rioli to Martin, and through that. He certainly did. Tried to guide it into the hands of a teammate, and Nick Dacos plays on quickly. Swings it near side now to side bottom. Tells him to come at him. It was a wobbly kick into the pocket, and McCreary had no chance of getting his hands on that. It'll be out of bounds and a throw in the forward pocket for Collingwood.
Starting to get a lot more of the ball, the Pies. They're up there plus 18 in disposals now. It's been in the last sort of 10 minutes.
Final stages first term. Naismith took it out of the ruck, mopped up, did his own work nicely, and then put Hopper under enormous pressure. Two Pies come through. Dacos and McCreary both wrap him up. And we'll have another stoppage inside 50 for the Pies. Kicking to the right of your radio dial in this first quarter. Thompson Dow dispossessed. Had a runner going past, did Jamie Elliott, and then he was dispossessed straight away. And the umpire said holding the ball, which it was.
Good decision. Because it could quite easily have tipped into saying it was in the back there, but it wasn't. It was holding the ball.
Tried to burst through a couple.
Yeah.
Camden McIntosh, the recipient of the free kick. He just slow plays it and then goes across goal. Finds Gibkiss. Big year for him. Tigers fans everywhere excited what he can bring. Wasn't his greatest kick this time. Kicks it out in front of the Norm Smith medalist in Bobby Hill, who spilled the mark over the line with a throw in out a wing. 2-1-13 Collingwood, 2-7-19 Richmond. 30 minutes gone. We're into time on in the first term.
This crowd has built up, Johnny. You might be on the money here, you know. They've come in late.
Yeah, 12,000 is the capacity of Icon Park, from what I'm told and what I've researched.
There we go.
There is the end of the first quarter. So a quality first quarter that had, well, a little bit of everything. Pressure and goals and good quality football. 2-1-13 Collingwood, 2-7-19 the Tigers. Your thoughts quickly, picks on that first term before we go to a break?
It took a while for the Pies to settle down, but that was mainly because of the Richmond pressure. I thought the pressure was outstanding. In the first sort of 20 minutes of that quarter, the last 10, the Pies started to assert a bit of dominance. But overall, I think there's some really positive signs, certainly for Richmond. It's a quick ball movement, their use of hands early, but the Pies, again, they settled and they finished the quarter really well.
AFL Nation pre-season footy for McDonald's, the new McCrispy at Macca's, and for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Back with the second quarter on the other side of this.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
There's been a crash on the Ring Road Greensboro at Sydney Road in the left-hand emergency lane. Very slow going on the approach, delays from Pascoe Far Road. Elsewhere, a serious crash in Coldstream has the Maroondah Highway closed between St Hubert's Road and Maddens Lane. Use the Melbourne Highway and Hillsfield Yarra Glen Road. Take off with Flight Centre and fly Melbourne to Singapore, London, Helsinki and LA return from just $2,815 per person. Visit flightcentre.com.au today. And footy is back here. The Pies take on the Tigers live tonight on SEN.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
At Tyre Power, you get the power of better buys on big brand tyres. Right now, you can keep the cost of living down with a better buy on big brand Falcon tyres like these. Buy 3 and get 1 free on Falcon ZX ZE310R Eco Run tyres for passenger and selected SUV vehicles. That's buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon tyres. Big brands, better buys and better for your safety too at Tyre Power. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Introducing the all-electric 7-seat Kia EV9.
silence never felt so loud. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
If you've been injured at work, you should seek legal advice. Arnold, Thomas and Becker can advise on all your compensation entitlements, which could be in the hundreds of thousands. The team have over 50 years' experience in securing compensation for injured workers. Talk directly to an Arnold, Thomas and Becker lawyer and start your claim today. And if there's no win, there's no fee. Call 1300 333 300.
Crikey! Save $100 over 5 months on selected Mate Unlimited Internet plans. Use promo code SAVE20 at checkout. Say goodbye to high bills, make the switch to Mate. But wait, there's more. Bundle internet with a Mate mobile plan on Australia's trusted network and snag a further $10 off per month. That's a total bundle saving of $150 over 5 months. No worries, no hassle. Just pure value with Mate. Visit letsbemates.com.au or search Mate online. Terms and conditions apply.
G'day tradies, are you recharged to tackle the work week like a pro? Ken Oath you are. Kennard's Hire is making back to work trade easy with the never run out trade range, after hours returns, express load and go, and a heap more. And until February 29, when you spend $500 or more at Kennard's Hire, you could win one of 5 TC Boxes gift cards worth a whopping $5,000 each. Does Kennard's Hire make trade easy? Ken Oath.
Kennard's making job easy. Coach Nick.
Hi, Coach Nick here. I can help take your business success to the next level. Now is the time to visit coachnick.com.au. Opportunities like assisting with critical decision making for the directors, developing a staff, creating more locations, and diversifying to new markets are all possible with our expert planning and guidance. Your first consultation is free, and it might just change your business forever.
Coach Nick. You can change your business in just a click.
Visit coachnick.com.au.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Coming through was Cameron and Prestia out the back. Easy as you like, walks in and dribbles it home. No one marking Dion Prestia, and the Tigers strike first in the pre-season. Collingwood, Lipinski snaps towards goal. Bouncing ball, got it. Collingwood get there first. It was scrappy, but they made it count, and Patrick Lipinski the first on the board for the Pies. 2-1-13, Collingwood plays 2-7-19. It's pre-season footy here on AFL Nation. John Donohoe, Liam Pickering with you for Macca's. The new McCrispy is back at Macca's. Pickers, it was a good first quarter. Nice to have footy back, and we saw a little bit of a style from Richmond that looks pretty good.
Yeah, real overlap run and overlap handball, I should say, and really hard running, good pressure. And the Pies just absorbed it, and then in the back half of that quarter started to get their game rolling, and they kicked a lot more early, but they started to get the good balance by the end of the quarter.
Certainly did. So goals to Prestia and Samson Ryan for the Tigers, and Pat Lipinski with the only goal for Collingwood as well. You got some numbers there for us at quarter time?
Yeah, some of the leading possession was Nick Dacos had a really good second half of that quarter. 10 disposals, Maynard 8, Markov 8, Josh Dacos 8, Hoskin Elliott and Noble 8 each. And for the Tigers, 9 to Short, 8 to Taranto, Baker and Prestia 7 each.
Second quarter action underway. It'll be Samson Ryan up against Mason Cox. Ryan got outpointed there by Cox, and out of midair was Bolton. Hacks one to half back now, and Collingwood through side bottom tried to release a handball, but the ball didn't get out the right way. And it'll be a free kick. Tom Brown at half back swings it wide to Young. Tyler Young, another key back for them that's going to be so important this season. Going forward this time, the Tigers. Kazitsky got to front position, did well. Couldn't reel in the grab as Maynard picked it up and chipped one over the top, but only into the hands of Marlon Pickett, who can send him into attack again. 6-point ball game. early stages, second quarter. Marlon Pickett on the right boot, kicks deep inside 50. Cox came over the top with a spoil. Bolton there, he's got numbers in Hopper, who had to step around one. An underground handball was wayward. Was picked up by Sidebottom, who gave it to Nick Dacos, and the Pies might be out here. They'll get the advantage with DeGoey at half-back. Steps around one, then had to give it off to Lipinski, and Collingwood through the middle. It was very nice. Myercheck, high up and under ball, but it'll fall into the lap of Schultz, who kicks to the pocket. What a build-up from Collingwood. That is why they won the flag, and Jamie Elliott on the end of it. And he'll go short again. Straightens up the angle a little bit, and Jordan DeGoey will get a shot on goal. That was a beautiful passage of play.
It was. DeGoey did really well. He sort of took the advantage, and then he ran himself into trouble, but then was smart enough to be able to get the handball off with two players around him.
So Jordan DeGoey kicking from just inside 50, out of side at Icon Park, gives it a good ride towards goal and just pushes it off to the left. So another minor score to kick things off in the first 2 minutes at Icon Park. 2-2-14, place 2-7-19, a 5-point lead to the Tigers. So Nathan Broad will play on from the goal square, kicks long, and Moore got to front position. Josh Dacos gave to his brother Nick with a nice handball. McCreary on the end of it, got back to Josh Dacos, who stepped around a couple and then was forced to just dump one inside 50, looking for a teammate. Ball bounced nicely and Crisp came through. That looked in the back. The umpires have let it play. Lipinski again, spinning around a couple, has time to shoot if he wants. It'll bounce towards goal and just didn't get the right bounce this time. Collingwood peppering.
Nick Dacos needs a new jumper. He's wearing a cape at the moment.
Oh, he has had it ripped off.
Someone's ripped his jumper off.
Well, you reckon the umpires will probably send him off shortly because they need to be able to see the numbers, although Nick Dacos with the green boots is pretty...
I think they know who Nick is.
I'd say so due to his Brownlow tally last year. He's Dylan Grimes.
Well, he started off well today.
He has. Grimes down the line at half-back to Rioli, who's also started quite well for the Tigers.
Yeah, Pies have got their little zone happening here. There's no real easy spots for Richmond to take this.
Goes short 45 again, back into defensive 50 to Dylan Grimes.
Just trying to force them down the line. There's nothing in the corridor. The Pies are alert to that. They want him to go down the line because they've got Darcy Moore down the line here.
Yep, and that's the direction that he's looking as he tries to chip over the top, out of bounds on the full, over the head of Jack Graham. And right in front of the interchange gates, Quaynor. Short to DeGoey. Collingwood, you can see, full of intent in this quarter. 3 minutes in. He goes backwards and sideways to Moore, who ignored Frampton and went even wider to Maynard.
It was the right kick too.
It was. On the left boot, a beautiful piercing ball to Hoskin Elliott. Beautiful build-up from Collingwood, and we saw that in their first entry of this quarter. So right up against the boundary, out of side now, Hoskin Elliott. High ball to half forward. Cox is there. Gibcus came over the top, couldn't take the mark, and then followed up after Taranto spilled it. The pack forms just on the paint of 50, and the umpire's letting it play here a little bit as a little ruck and maul formed. And 49 from home, inside 50, kicking to the left of your screen, Collingwood.
Yeah, they're kicking to the legend stand end, the Fitzroy end of the ground.
Hopper with a backwards handball that worked. It fell into the hands of Marlon Pickett. Gave it to Thompson Dow. Put it out in front of Dustin Martin Wider, who snapped one check side to half forward, looking for Kazitsky. Couldn't get hands to it. Ball bobbling around. Taranto was dispossessed, as was Prestia. Taken by 3 Pies. It came out to Hoskin Elliott, who soccers one off the ground into the hands of Schultz. Schultz are high up and under ball to half forward this time. Elliott flew, and Gibcus did well coming through with the late spoil. And we'll have another throw in out of bounds.
Yeah, he's a player that the Tigers really want a 23-game season out of his Gibcus. Showed a lot in his first year, and then unfortunately got some injuries last year. Fine young defender.
Had hamstring issues, had to go to Qatar to get them sorted. He's back in the lineup now. Thompson Dow won it out of the clearance, goes down the line with a flat ball to Kazitsky. Wasn't to his advantage, and Darcy Moore came through.
Yeah, he's had a tough start. Kazitsky hasn't touched the ball yet.
I don't think the delivery has been what he would like.
It hasn't been great, to be fair.
So off without Jack Rewalt and Tom Lynch so far.
Well, he'll be back.
He'll be back early.
They're not getting Rewalt back though.
No, they're not. But Tom Lynch will miss opening round Probably back for round 1 against Carlton, you'd imagine. To go, he sees this one out over the line on the outer side. So Tom Lynch will be a handy...
Do you think he'll be back for the first round?
Well, I think they said early stages. They
said, the Carlton's round 1, right?
Carlton's round 1. Opening round is Gold Coast up there.
He won't play
which they've already said he's going to miss.
Yeah, right.
And he's going to get himself ready for Carlton in round 1. Samson Ryan tapped forward to Hopper off the throw-in. He goes backwards to Thompson Dow, but was at his feet.
It might be a bad time for him to get Carlton because he's had no luck against Wiedering in about the last 4 years.
It is true. How is Jacob Wiedering going? How's he tracking for round 1?
He's tracking for round 3, actually.
Round 3?
Well, I think they've got a bye after the round 2, so sort of, round 1 bye. I wouldn't think they'd rush him, but who knows? He'd be trying to play.
Can be huge for Carlton. Richmond go inside 50 again. Noble slapped it to the advantage of Hoskin Elliott, who got it on his boot quickly, but only as far as Hopper. Feigned the kick and then handballed to Prestia, who was under pressure. Martin was there as well. Ball bouncing around. Side bottom picked it up. He was wrapped up straight away by Taranto. Just between wing and half forward. To the right of your radio dial towards the new building here at Icon Park. Richmond kicking in that direction this quarter. 6.5 minutes gone. 15 plays 19. Mitchell, a left-handed handball to Crisp. Over the top to Schultz as he evaded the tackle. Got boot to ball and trickles to half forward. Gibcus did really well playing in front. And then Marlon Pickett spilled it. Gave it Elliott an opening. Collingwood lifting their pressure as well. But I'll tell you what, Josh Gibcus, we spoke about him a moment ago. He looks a clean player.
Yeah, his first year showed that he's going to be a very good AFL player. But you only miss most of a season. It usually takes a bit of time, but he's looked in pretty good nick tonight. His tack on the ball's been good.
Certainly has. Reads the play well. This is a shallow throw-in. Cox tried to get hands on it, couldn't. Martin just took it out of mid-air and then stepped around 3 players, then handballed it off. Taranto on the end of this one, sold some candy beautifully and kicks down the line, and here is Jack Graham whipping one inside 50. Bolton, it wasn't to his advantage, but he can pick up and snap if he wants, and they do have a shot on goal. Do they get it there? It's going to fall short as Camden McIntosh was underneath it and Lipinski spoiled out over the line. And a throw in just to the right of the point post, just in front of the new building here at Icon Park. John Donohoe, Lamb Pickering with you. AAMI Community Series, game 1 of a couple of games for SEN and AFL Nation this week. Here's Josh Dacos out of defensive 50, goes near side. Beautiful kick.
Great kick.
Onto the chest of Jamie Elliott. They're just in sync, and you can see that early stages.
It was a great run by Elliott, but he knew where the ball was going, didn't he? They're a very skillful team, Collingwood.
And sideways to Quaynor. Still at half back, and he's got more, but he went that direction and then thought better of it.
Kicked to a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Their favour, mind you.
Yeah, my check over the back. Did well to get back on it and work it to his advantage. Had to go backwards again, though, to Josh Dacos, who's got the underground handball to Elliott, who can have another crack at it. Wobbly helicopter ball forward. Crisp couldn't take the mark. And now ball in dispute. Broad was there. Lipinski laid a big tackle. Gave it off to Crisp out the back. Another nice tackle from Short, who was able to release Crisp to Myercheck, and this one high inside 50. Marlon Pickett dropped what he should have taken. Side bottom, handballs it off, and Lipinski kicks his second into an open goal. Collingwood make you pay when you give them the chance. And Pat Lipinski on the board for the second time tonight.
Yeah, just an error there really allowed him in. And once it gets out the back, you're in trouble. We saw the first goal of the game was a defensive error from Collingwood, and Prestia was able to just waltz in and kick a goal, and that was an error from the Tigers. And Lipinski's been good. It's a nice start in this game. 10 disposals, a couple of goals. He was a sub in the grand final, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think he was.
He was, you're right.
I think he was. Good pickup.
He was.
Last year.
Great pickup. He was under an injury cloud going into it as well, and they weren't sure, and then they did pick him.
Well, they went for him ahead of Noble, really, in the end, when they got him back. No, he missed a bit of footy, that's right. But he's a premiership player.
And obviously Taylor Adams leaving the club as well, giving him and a few others a few opportunities this year. This one will be recalled in the middle.
Well, they've got a bit of depth. Look, I'm looking forward to seeing McInnes tonight.
Yeah, and Finlay McRae as well, brother of Jack.
Now, what's the blue mean here? Is that injury, or is that it means you're done for the day?
It's a good question, Pix.
On the champion datas.
We'll check that as Hopper runs into an open goal for Richmond. Wobbly one towards goal, and it was a wrestle in the goal square that Jacob Kazitsky did really well with. Richmond can get a goal here if they can release quickly. A couple of them just dancing around and a bit wayward. Thompson Dow came barrelling through. Here's another foray forward for the Tigers. Broad gave it off to Seth Campbell, and this time Tyler Young bangs one inside 50 now. Numbers there. Oh, coming through. Naismith with a big grab. He was third in, took it on his chest and flew. And a beautiful opportunity for his first goal in Richmond colours.
Yeah, great mark. Great mark from the big fella. I didn't think he had that leap in him.
No. He's tight.
He's 206 centimetres. He looked cooked at Port Melbourne, but to his credit, he's got on an AFL list. He's stripped down too.
Yep.
Looks like he's lost a bit of weight.
31 years old. Had limited opportunities at Sydney due to injury and comes in and a beautiful approach, but wasn't able to get it coming back as he would like, so a minor score. Collingwood 3-3-21, Richmond 2-8-20. For Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Good to have footy back at Icon Park as Collingwood chip into the pocket. Frampton down the line. It was cut off again. Pickett spilled what he should have taken as Nick Dacos mops up. And now the Pies are away. Quaynor on the wing. Gave it off to Noble this time. He got it quickly onto Boot. Going to half forward. Ash Johnson in a one-on-one. Couldn't take the mark. And there's Schultz at ground level up against Gibkiss. Toe poked one forward. Ball in a dangerous position here for Tyler Young as he just taps it through for a rush behind. But you can see Collingwood building with their running game picks. They're running in waves of 3 and able to get the handball game going nicely.
How many disposals do you think Bobby Hill's had?
Oh, a handful, 5, 6?
None.
Really?
So he's been around.
He's been around.
He's everywhere. He's running through packs. He's looking dangerous, but he hasn't touched the ball.
And we both said that he was going to have another big year.
I think he will. I think he's going to, but I'm just staggered going off the champion data stats that he has not actually had officially a possession.
Markov banged this one forward. It was cut off by Tyler Young. That is staggering.
He must have been just hitting him on his chest. I don't know what was going on, but I thought he had about 5 or 6 handballs myself.
Young kicks from half back down the line. Seth Campbell around the ball was Noah Bolter and sees it out over the line. As the sun comes right through the commentary box here, Picks.
Yeah, it's
just over the stands to the right.
Before we know it, we won't have any sun. So
the lights on.
It's actually quite a pleasant night now.
It is beautiful. 31 degrees here in Melbourne today. It's going to be stinking hot again tomorrow. You'll be back here tomorrow, Picks.
At this stage?
Yes.
Yeah, I will be.
Short. Into the hands of Graham. He gave a quick handball to Hopper. Now to Bolton. On the wing, and Bolton whips one inside 50 again. A one-on-one was good there from the Tigers as Dusty just again offloaded that one to Short. A high up and under ball. Hoskin Elliott was underneath it. Dustin Martin on the end of it. He's got time and space to turn this one around the corner, and he's just turned it too much and it's fallen short. Quaynor under pressure from Kaczynski. He was pushed in the back. He absolutely laid him out.
Yeah, there's no doubt that was a free.
Yes, it certainly was. A bit overzealous from Jacob Kaczynski in his first official game for the Tigers. There's Bobby Hill.
Bobby's going to get a possession this time.
And he takes a bounce on the outer wing up against the boundary line. Chipping ball to Cox. Gets it back. He's got two in a row now. Gives it off to De Goey. De Goey inside 50 into the pocket. Ash Johnson had front position. Couldn't take the mark. With Broad coming in.
Excellent defence by Broad. Excellent to get a fist in there. That was a great build-up by the Pies, though. And you're right, Bobby Hill, he's on the board with 2 possessions.
So we're going to have a throw in deep inside Collingwood's 50. Tyler Young again, he's been active tonight. And he's got wrapped up straight away and we'll have another ball up. Crowd building nicely here at Icon Park.
It is. I think you're close to what you suggested, which others scoffed at you.
And there's Bobby Hill snapping from congestion. There he goes, Picks. He's got one on the board. From no possessions to 3 in a minute, and now he's got a goal. That's why he won a Norm Smith medal, Bobby Hill, and Collingwood get their 4th on the board. 4-4-28, 2-8-20 Richmond. And it's on the scoreboard for Tyre Power.
Well, it's Bobby doing Bobby things, right?
Yep.
That's what he does.
4 beautiful goals in the grand final. Won him that Norm Smith medal. He was huge around the ground for them as well.
Yeah, he was. His speed. That's what they got him for. They traded well, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Bring in Hill and then
Tom
pick
Mitchell.
up Mitchell, Markov, Lipinski. There's 4 players they brought into the club.
Yeah.
to just top off what they already had. We know they have match winners, obviously, with Pendlebury inside, bottom to Goey, Moore, the Dacos boys, you know. I mean, they've got enough talent. But they just found those role players, and I take my hat off to the Derek Hines of the world and his team, and Graham Wright, just to go, all right, well, we need to identify X, Y, Z, and which is what they did.
Collingwood going forward again. Ball in dispute. Pickett picked it up. Gave it off to Broad at half-back. A wayward handball, but it fell to the advantage of Prestia, who got wrapped up straight away. There's Jamie Elliott. He's got Nick Dacos on the run. Inside 50. Beautiful out in front of Mason Cox. And that is what a forward loves. Didn't have to break stride.
But that's what he does. That's what Nick Dacos does. I was a bit critical of his early kick in the game where I thought he was being a bit cute, but gee, when he's got the ball and he's running towards in the forward line, running towards 50, geez, lick your lips if you're a forward.
As easy as you like from the Pies, and now Mason Cox from about 30 metres out directly in front can put his first on the board and hits the post. Deserved a goal, that build-up.
Yeah, it was a good build-up. The last couple of goals have been really impressive.
You need to get him in front of the sticks, Picks.
No, he's usually a pretty safe kick, Coxie. Doesn't miss many.
No, he doesn't.
Certainly not from that at that distance. 35 metres, directly in front. He normally eats them.
Broad
big Texan.
Broad gets it at half-back, gives to Short. 20 metres up the line. You can hear the crowd build nicely here at Icon for both sides. Short down the line. It's all Collingwood as Darcy Cameron sat underneath it. Prestia was at ground level as well. Umpire letting it play. Darcy Moore ripped it out, but we'll have a ball up just on the AAMI Community Series logo. True wing right in front of us here in the broadcast position. Cameron took it out of the ruck and then got it on the boot quickly. Little 40-20 style kick, rugby league style.
No intent.
No intent, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they don't take into account the ball comes off the side of your boot. Well, I'm sure he wasn't trying to get it to the boundary then, but never mind. That's the rule. He's got to work with it.
Gibkiss will take the free kick at half-back. Like what we've seen from him tonight. He kicks down the line. Ryan was the target, but coming through there was Kaczynski. Took it strong mark. One of his first of the night. Goes forward, and Quaynor crashed the pack, but couldn't get hands to it. There'll be a free kick going the way of Richmond.
Yeah, Short. Or Baker,
Baker. Liam Baker, 51 from home. Distance probably beyond him here. He's just having a look around. He's got Samson Ryan wide open inside 50. He goes in that direction now, but probably had to go earlier. And Cameron went up. Quaynor gave it to Bobby Hill now, who's into the action nicely. A beautiful kick again out in front of Mason Cox. Those two waxing lyrical. Big Mace at half-back. He can go short to Noble, but he went down the line instead. A nice kick from Mason Cox on the head of DeGoey, who spilled what he should have taken. Tom Brown came bursting through. And a kick over the head of Naismith will just about run out over the line. No, he pushed Maynard off and snapped towards goal. Minor score. Not bad from the big man.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
He shoved Maynard out of the way, picked it up on the boundary line and snapped. Wasn't able to finish. Promising signs from Sam Naismith so far. 2-9 now the Tigers as Collingwood get the ball to half-back. Elliott.
They're a bit more patient. They're using their feet a lot. Just little chip kicks.
Markov on the wing.
37 more kicks than Richmond, Collingwood.
They are just, as you said, switching play. They're happy to go the short ball.
Well, they trust they trust themselves by foot.
Myercheck had a big leap at it, couldn't take it.
He's been a great player, Myercheck.
Oh, yeah.
Just a fantastic story. Heard Gary Ayres talking about him on the radio last week.
Another great pickup for the Pies.
Another one they picked up as a backup defender who's ended up being probably their most reliable tall forward in the last 5 or 6 years.
Ball thrown in at half forward now. Tom Mitchell picked it up, gave it off to Schultz, who had his head ripped off, and the umpire agreed. Schultz plays on quickly to DeGoey from outside 50. We've seen this before in the grand final, and now he replicates it. Same, but different from Jordan DeGoey. A beautiful finish. And the Pies get another one on the board. They get their fifth. Well, they're fourth, I should say. 4-5-29.
No, 5.
5, yeah, okay. They're slow to update the scoreboard here.
No, just leave it with the computers on the job, old
That
mate.
is true. I haven't looked at that.
No, don't look at that. Optus is already about a minute and a half behind.
But a great finish from De Goey.
Yeah, it was a fantastic kick. 14 disposals to go. He's been really strong again. 7 inside 50s, and he's kicked the goal now. Been very good. Spending a lot of time in the centre bounce. Nick Dacos up to 15, De Goey 14. So their gun players are starting to become what we know, gun players.
5-5-35, 2-9-21. Collingwood just blowing this out a little bit. Had all the play in this quarter, and that was a nice tap. De Goey involved again and just squirts around a few. Released it to Crisp.
Pushed in the back,
Wrapped
surely.
up straight away by Bolton. Umpire letting it go as the toe poke came forward. Baker was there. Gave it off to Campbell, who nearly got kicking in danger his way. It's like a soccer ball out there as Rioli banged it inside 50 off the deck. But Frampton was there to mop up. It was a great story last year as well, Billy Frampton. You talk about the recruits. He was probably the most unheralded of them.
Well, he's the one I forgot.
Yeah. Goes to De Goey at half back. Out wide now to Josh Dacos. On the right boot, quickly swings it in the direction of Schultz, but Dylan Grimes was in front, read it best at half back.
Well, the idea was right. Just the kick was a little bit slow getting to Schultz.
Naismith on the near wing. Gave the quick handball to Broad. Chiseled one inside to Baker. Fell into the hands again of Naismith. Gave it back to Baker, who was wrapped up by Lipinski straight away and then stripped of it by Chris on the left foot. Out in front, Hill. Jamie Elliott.
Elliott, sorry.
Wheels around. Kicks to Mason Cox, who slipped over. It would have fallen into his lap. Grimes had Hill for company. Gave it to Broad. And now McCreary putting pressure on Broad this time. Collingwood's lifted their pressure.
They sure have.
And Lipinski gets on the end of a wayward Broad kick. So he'll wheel and go inside 50 again. Into the pocket.
Gee, that was a good kick.
Kick in the end. Ash Johnson got away from his opponent, was able to slide into the pocket and take the nice mark.
Well, it was just the kick that made the mark then. I mean, he just kicked it to where he wanted Ash Johnson to go, and he kept it low, which gave the defence no chance of punching that.
Kicked it into space. It was
yeah, he did.
Very nice kick, and Ash Johnson was on the same page.
He was quite impressive last week in the game I watched against North, both him and McInnes. Finn McRae's another one that hasn't had a run yet. They're all on the bench, so
probably played in the
Harrison
second half.
And Dean, yeah, they'll get a second half run, you'd think.
So Ash Johnson on the runway now. Beautiful looking kick. It nearly came back and on the wind, but he just held it out to the right a little bit. Another minor score. 5-6-36, 2-9-21 for Tyre Power. Short kicks quickly, looking for McIntosh. Over the back came Oleg Markov. And sees it out over the line. So, yeah, we haven't seen a few of them. Harvey Harrison hasn't had a run yet. Charlie Dean is one. And you'd imagine that a few of these will probably still play more minutes in the second half, but we'll get a good look at Finn McRae as well through the middle of the ground.
Well, they say his pre-season's been impressive.
Dow gave it to McIntosh at half-back. Taranto, another stiff arm there from Dustin Martin, who kicked to a dangerous position. A true centre-half back as Marlon Pickett was in a wrestling match with Josh Dacos. Fell to Graham, who gave it to Rioli, gave it to Pickett, steps around one, Rioli got it back and then was tackled beautifully by De Goey. Now picked up by Graham, inside 50 ball. Kaczynski from the back, nearly landed on his head. Baker again couldn't get boot to ball. Shoveled one out. And Collingwood steadfast in defence as Bolton laid a big tackle. Quaynor just tapped it through for a minor score. So, yeah, the pressure up from Richmond.
Yeah, it is, and that's how they started the game. It's Collingwood have answered that. They've met them at the pressure level. And they're just probably their skill level and a bit more talent is the reason they've got a 14-point lead.
Frampton.
Coxie.
Cox.
Oh, boy.
Went for the big fly. Unrealistic attempt for Big Mace.
Oh, I think it was realistic. Didn't think he was going to mark it, but I thought it was a realistic attempt.
Naismith gets the free kick on the wing. Kicks long inside 50. Trying to find some more tall timber. Samson Ryan down there. Bolton read it really well off the pack. Chipping ball to Martin backwards. Gave to McIntosh on the outside, who swings one to the top of the goal square. Numbers with Collingwood this time, and a good mark by Will Hoskin-Elliott on the last line of defence.
He's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It, isn't he, Hoskin-Elliott? For years, he just promised to be a star, but he never really was.
He just plays his role really
now
nicely.
He's become a very good role player at Collingwood. He goes back and helps out defence. He can be dangerous in the forward line. He can play on the wing.
Nick Dacos inside defensive 50. A beautiful ball on the chest of Ash Johnson. Didn't have to break stride outer wing.
Just me or these lights need to kick in a bit?
Yeah, I think they do, Pix. It's a little bit dark out there.
Mind you, I am wearing my sunglasses, but they are my prescriptions.
No, it is. You can see the sun's obviously faded behind the stands, and so they do need to get the lights fired right up here at Icon. They'll take effect momentarily as the ball's out at half forward over the line. John Donohoe, Lamb Pickering with you. Footy back in 2024. Ball in dispute now, and Chris just burned off his opponent, then slipped over. He got the speed wobbles up.
He did get the speed wobbles up. That's exactly what happened.
And fell over as he tried to release the footy. And we'll have another throw in, this time inside 50 for the Pies. Kicking to the left of your radio dial, if you know Icon Park, to the Legends stand, the older stand here at Carlton's home ground. Taranto gets it out of the clearance, then kicks quickly. It's all Collingwood at the back. Kazitsky did well, tapped it down to Baker and was wrapped up straight away. Dustin Martin got on the end of it. Short ball, but it wasn't to the advantage of a teammate. And John Noble mops up. Josh Dacos, inside 50 to Lipinski.
They pushed back so well, Collingwood.
2 goals tonight. Lipinski was looking for McCreary, but
that was a great play by Grimes.
Grimes was in the way. And now they're out here, Richmond.
Give it to Rioli.
Bolton,
let him run.
Over the top to Rioli. He can run all the way if he wants. Didn't want to, and tried to put it on the chest of Jacob Kazitsky. It was a low kick, not to his advantage, and Markov picked up and was able to mop up nicely, but it'll be out on the full.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, I would have thought Rioli's best bet then was to have a couple of bounces. He could have run to 50. He's probably trying to include Kazitsky, give him a bit of confidence.
Yeah, it's
only had a couple of touches.
Slewed off the side of the boot. Wasn't his best.
Wasn't his best kick, no.
Camden McIntosh, front of the old members stand there at Carlton as he kicks to the teeth of goals. Collingwood's got heaps of numbers down, and again, we're going to have a ball up as Baker was wrapped up straight away. 5-6-36, 28 minutes gone. Collingwood lead. Richmond 2-10-22. They had all the play early, did Richmond, and then Collingwood built back into it nicely as Smychek tries to see this one out. It'll be a push in the back.
Yeah, that was a real softie.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the reason, they kicked was 1-7 at one stage to...
They peppered the goals.
1 point. So they had a whole heap of opportunities. They missed a few of the Tigers. They could have had a nice little lead.
Mychek goes long down the line, coming through Gibkiss with a big spoil, and there is the halftime siren. All Collingwood in that quarter. Goals to Lipinski, Bobby Hill, and a beauty to finish off from Jordan De Goey. No goals for Richmond in that quarter, Picks. Your thoughts before we head to a break?
Collingwood have just got in control of this match. They're dominating possession. 43 more kicks in the game. Inside 50s are still pretty tight though. Richmond actually lead the inside 50 count by 3, but Collingwood's use by foot has probably been the difference, and then, as I said, they've been far more efficient going forward to 50, or forward to the centre I should say, but Richmond's pressure's still good. Pies just started to assert themselves a bit in that quarter.
Absolutely. 5-6-36, the Pies, 2-10-22, half-time here at Icon Park. AFL Nation for McDonald's. The new McCrispy is back at Macca's.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
There's been a crash on the Ring Road Greensboro at Sydney Road in the left-hand emergency lane. A very slow going on the approach. Delays from Pascoe Far Road. Elsewhere, a serious crash in Coldstream has the Maroonza Highway closed between St Hubert's Road and Maddens Lane. Use the Melbourne Highway and Hillsville Yarra Glen Road. Take off with Flight Centre and fly Melbourne to Singapore, London, Helsinki and LA. Return from just $2,815 per person. Visit flightcentre.com.au today. And footy is back here. The Pies take on the Tigers live tonight on SEN.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
Getting away for a weekend with family and friends, switching off and hitting the road. That's the quintessential Aussie holiday. And to get you travelling, the Big Brand's Better Buys sale at Tyre Power has you covered for tyre safety. You can buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon, passenger and SUV tyres. Plus, the free 5-minute tyre safety check offers tremendous peace of mind. To find your Aussie-owned local independent Tyre Power dealer, visit tyrepower.com.au.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. When National Tiles Trade Club members need an urgent delivery, we get it to them within 2 hours absolutely free. Yes, National Tiles Trade Club members get urgent deliveries within 2 hours absolutely free. So if you're a professional tiler, join the National Tiles Trade Club now for massive savings on tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools, and now free urgent deliveries. Conditions apply.
Is now your time to have that conversation about selling? Find where you belong with Harcourts.
The kids are growing. Maybe it's time we sell and get a bigger home.
Just what would this place be worth on the market right now?
So, what happens if we go to auction or not?
In a changing property market, to learn what's happening with the value of your home, your local experts at Harcourts are ready to help. When your real estate questions need to be answered, talk with Harcourts. Find where you belong.
Welcome aboard. We kindly ask all passengers to fasten their seatbelts. Preparing for departure.
Dad! Recline with 3 rows of comfort. Indulge in seamless, convenient tech and let a 5-star ANCAP safety rating give you extra peace of mind. For a limited time only, enjoy a $2,000 factory bonus. Visit your nearest showroom today. The Hyundai Palisade Luxury SUV. Welcome to first class. Imagine that. Hyundai.
The Easter long weekend is calling, and gearing up for your DIY project has never been easier. Because whatever your task over Easter, Trojan Tools are up for the job. With a broad range of quality tools at DIY prices, backed by a lifetime warranty. So whether you're on the campsite, in the garage, out in the garden, or fixing things around the home, Trojan Tools have you covered. Trojan, tools built tough. Available in-store or online at Bunnings Warehouse.
Melbourne's best laser eye specialist is bringing the simple things back into focus. New Vision Clinics are the first in Victoria to offer the next-gen Silk Laser Vision Correction procedure. With the new Elita technology, this small incision keyhole procedure is quick, smooth, and has a fast recovery. See the world free from glasses, contact lenses, and astigmatism. Call New Vision Clinics for an obligation-free consultation on 1800 20 2020. That's 1800 20 2020.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Coming through was Cameron and Prestia out the back. Easy as you like, walks in and dribbles it home. No one marking Dion Prestia, and the Tigers strike first in the pre-season. Collingwood, Lipinski snaps towards goal. Bouncing ball, got it. Collingwood get there first. It was scrappy, but they made it count, and Patrick Lipinski the first on the board for the Pies. Samson Ryan takes a big grab in the goal square. Juggled it and got it on the second attempt. Samson Ryan, top of the goal square, shouldn't have any issues and doesn't. Gets his first of the night to Myercheck, and this one high inside 50. Marlon Pickett dropped what he should have taken. Side bottom, handballs it off, and Lipinski kicks his second into an open goal. Collingwood make you pay when you give them the chance. Is Bobby Hill snapping from congestion. There he goes, Picks. He's got one on the board. From no possessions to 3 in a minute, now he's got a goal. That's why he won a Norm Smith medal, Bobby Hill, and Collingwood get their 4th on the board. A 14-point halftime lead for Collingwood in the first pre-season game. The official pre-season games are underway. It's all thanks to McDonald's. The new McCrispy is at Macca's. John Donohoe with you, Liam Pickering, expert, and he'll be back with you for the second half. Very quickly, we'll get into our halftime floor show for Choices Flooring.
The Choices Flooring Halftime Floor Show. Design, visualise and create your perfect floor with Room View.
So it was all Richmond in the first quarter, and then Collingwood were able to sort themselves out and get on the board, now lead by 14 points. Nick Dacos leads all comers with 16, along with Jordan De Goey, who kicked a really nice goal late in the piece there in the second quarter. He's at 16, 10 kicks, 6 handballs. Will Hoskin-Elliott, playing a little bit down back today, has 15 disposals, and Josh Dacos with 14, and Pat Lipinski with 13. For Richmond, Liam Baker has 12. Tim Taranto also with 12, and Jacob Hopper sits alongside them on 12. Dustin Martin's had 11. Daniel Rioli with 11, as well as Jaden Short and Thompson Dow. So some numbers there at the moment. 5-6-36 to 10-22. It was all Collingwood in that quarter. Pat Lipinski kicking the first of the quarter. That was his second of the game. And then Bobby Hill, who hadn't had a possession till midway through that second quarter, was able to get 3 in a chain and then get on the end of it to kick a goal before Jordan De Goey just kicked one from outside 50 and went bang with an absolute ripper. So it's nice to have footy back here at Icon Park. It is a 14-point half-time lead. And we'll see a little bit more of some of the players who haven't played in the first half. Finn McRae not yet cited for Collingwood. Reef McGuinness as well. Harvey Harrison and Charlie Dean for the Pies. And as for Richmond, Jack Ross, McKelty, Lafau, Ben Miller and Seth Steely Green will feature in the second half as well. So you'd imagine both teams will sub a few out and play some more on the bench in the second half. We'll see who they are. So a 14-point halftime lead thus far for the Collingwood Footy Club. They were all over them, and you could see that they had the web back. They setting up nicely on the zone, the Pies, throughout that quarter. And they weren't giving Richmond anything easy down the line. I've liked the game of Sam Naismith thus far. Hasn't had a huge possession count. He's had 9 disposals and a couple of shots on goal, but certainly in his first official game back, he's looked pretty good for the Tigers. Noah Bolter's been pretty solid down back as well, and some of the young guys for the Tigers have loved the game of Josh Gibcus, who's playing a new role, or not a new role, but he's hasn't done it for a couple of years now. He's a key back for them. Tyler Young as well. So they're very young in defence, the Tigers. And as for the Pies, Ash Johnson's been pretty impressive. Only the 3 possessions, but he's leading to the right spots for the Magpies. The new look Magpie, where is he? Let's have a look where Lockie Schultz is and get some of his numbers. Lockie Schultz, there you go. 6 possessions for him so far. He's just had the 5 kicks, 1 handball, and has had 1 shot on goal and missed so far. So he's just got the 1 behind it to his name. And Braden Maynard, it looks here like both teams have chosen who are going to go out in that first quarter. These guys are on the bench. Lockie Schultz will start on the bench, as will Darcy Cameron, Tom Mitchell and Braden Maynard in the third quarter. Looks like they'll start on the bench as well. We've got a big second half coming your way. As we mentioned, Nick Dacos leads all comers, as does Jordan De Goey with 16 disposals, and Liam Baker for the Tigers. A 14-point lead at halftime. We'll get Liam Pickering's thoughts on the other side of the break. This is your halftime floor show for Choices Flooring. Discover your style with Carpets by Design sale. Choices Flooring sale on now. 14-point lead to the Pies. Halftime here on AFL Nation.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
The 2024 Toyota AFL Premiership season is here. The battle lines are drawn. It's us versus them. Footy returns to Victoria for round 1 across the weekend with blockbusters at the MCG and the redeveloped GMHBA Stadium in Geelong. The 2024 Toyota AFL Premiership season. Bring them on. Get your tickets at tickets.afl.
Get into gear and join Jared Ash and Ryan Harris Wednesday nights as they cover everything in Aussie Speedway on SEN Speedway Nation, featuring analysis and breakdowns from the latest events, big previews, heartwarming stories, and chats with Speedway's biggest names. Speedway Nation with Jared Ash and Ryan Harris. Listen live Wednesday night on SEN or download the SEN app. Thanks to SRV Road Freight Services, Excellence in Motion, and Clay Review. Watch Speedway live or on demand.
Make an offer and drive away with a great deal at Berwick Jeep. There's up to $30,000 off select models, plus all offers made on any new Jeep will be carefully considered.
Yep, make an offer on any new Jeep in stock, and you can drive away with a great deal from the Jeep range, including Grand Cherokee, Wrangler, Compass, Gladiator, and more.
Hurry, offer ends February 29.
Get in and see the range today at 257 Princess Highway, Hallam.
Berwick Jeep, serving the local community for over 20 years.
A car tyre safety tip from Tyre Power. Did you know to keep your tyres in optimum condition, car tyre rotation helps to even out the wear on all of your tyres. That's why Tyre Power offers maintenance and tyre servicing. Also this month, selected Falcon passenger and SUV tyres are the equivalent of 25% off when you get 4 for the price of 3. The Big Brands Better Buy sale is on now. To find your Aussie-owned local independent Tyre Power dealer, visit tyrepower.com.au.
In local football this season, every club has a new number 1 ticket holder, Your Pet Dog and Showser Dog Washers, the environmentally friendly dog wash that gives back to the community. Installation is free at your local footy club, and then from every dog washed, your footy club makes $5, plus $1 goes to the Guide Dogs Australia. Recruit Showser Dog Washers into your footy club this season and start fundraising today. Showser.com.au.
Hi, I'm with Dan Isaac from Caveat Loans Australia. Dan, what is a private caveat loan?
A private caveat loan is basically an alternative type of finance, which is much more flexible in comparison to a traditional bank, who have much more rigid credit criteria.
How hard is it to get an approval and who can apply?
Well, the good news is that almost any property or real estate owner can apply. We do not require any bank statements, no tax returns, no financials or proof of income. Best of all, your credit rating is irrelevant. Visit caveatloans.finance.
Terms, fees, conditions apply.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
It is the first of a number of AAMI Community Series games you'll hear across the AFL Nation platforms over the next couple of days. It's for McDonald's. The new McCrispy is back at Macca's, and this is the halftime floor show for Choices Flooring. Discover your style with Carpets by Design sale, and Choices Flooring sale is on now. Liam Pickering is back with me in the box. It is still a little bit dark out there, Picks. The lights haven't taken full effect just yet, but the crowd's in. And a 14-point lead, halftime lead to Collingwood. It was an impressive second quarter.
Yeah, the crowd is in. I went downstairs to get a water and
couldn't do so.
Yeah, well, it was very, very busy, that lineup, and the thoroughfare was very, very busy. But no, it was a good sort of comeback by Collingwood. Richmond dominated the first 15 or 20 minutes of the match. Just couldn't get the goals on the board. They were kicking a lot of points, and then the Pies settled. And once they settled, they got into their kicking game, and their kicking was beautiful at times. Richmond been competitive. They've been very competitive, actually. I like the defensive stuff, but pretty hot early.
Yeah.
Starting to just tire out a little bit now. And the Pies just asserting themselves at the back end of that second quarter.
A couple of young guys from Richmond before we talk about Collingwood as well that I've been quite impressed with. I've mentioned Josh Gipkus a number of times. Tom Brown, I think, looks like he's capable at the level, and I love the work of Thompson Dow so far as well.
Yeah, he's been the pick of the young ones, I reckon, Dow. And there has been a bit of talk about him. That's Paddy's brother. There has been a bit of talk about him having a strong pre-season, and he's put that on the show tonight. He's been very, very good. His attack on the ball has been excellent. There's been a few good players, actually. The usual suspects, as you did mention. Dusty's been really good. Baker's been excellent. Taranto just keeps getting the ball. Hopper improved as the half went on, I should say. And Nathan's shown a little bit, I think, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Dustin Martin there. He looks fitter.
Oh, he looks fitter.
For a big season in 2024.
Yeah, we've certainly... I think you've been turned off there. But anyway, come on, Brucey. Let's just sort that out there, if you don't mind. Yeah, he looks fit. He's been in and around the ball a bit. De Goey's been the standout for mine on the Collingwood side. 16 disposals and a goal. 7 inside 50s. Nick Dacos has been great. 16 disposals, 4 inside 50s. Ball use has been exemplary. And then you've got other players. Josh Dacos has been good. Lipinski's been very good today as well.
Yeah, Nick Dacos, we know, a slow start into it, and then he just went bang in the late part of the first quarter and into the second quarter as well.
Well, he accumulates because they look for him. You know, he wins his own footy, we know that, but it's his... Well, why wouldn't you look for a bloke that uses the ball like that? It was Geelong back, when Gary Ablett was at his very best, the junior I'm talking, and even when he was at the Gold Coast. You give the ball to the blokes that make good decisions.
Yep.
And Nick Dacos makes better decisions than anyone else on the ground at the moment. Now, if Pendlebury was playing, I'd probably say him and Pendlebury, but they're the two that make other things happen for other players.
At what point, so both teams have bigger squads in this game today, at what point do you start making changes and pulling guys off the ground to give the other guys a go, who probably, the guys we haven't seen in the first half, are probably more on the fringe?
Well, it's all about managed minutes, so it depends on how much they've done. Like, I wouldn't think De Goey will play much in the second half. I may be wrong. He played a half, I reckon, last week against North Melbourne. He had a very strong first half here. Maybe it is time to start making a few moves, moving a few magnets, getting some game time into some players that you might have some question marks on for round one or for the opening round. And there are a few players there. So I'd like to see McInnes and McRae into the game for Collingwood. Just having a look at the interchange as it's listed. Maynard looks like he's come off. Tom Mitchell's come off. He's been pretty quiet, actually. Darcy Cameron, Lockie Schultz, all like they're on the bench. And these other 4 boys we talked about still on the interchange as well. And for Richmond, Prestia's had a break. Noah Bolter's on the bench. Tom Brown, Campbell, and then the same 4 blokes that were listed: Ross, Lefeu,
Yep.
Miller and Green.
Well, I can see Charlie Dean is suited up. He's in the huddle, so...
Well, it's going by what the champion data... it's a bit hard. It's pretty dark here.
And that tells you what's on the bench as well. So he may well still run to the bench picks and spend the first bit of this third quarter on the pine, but he looks ready to go. He doesn't have a tracksuit on or anything like that. So
well, you look at these guys, right? So Maynard will play, obviously, opening round. So will Mitchell. So will Cameron. So will Schultz. So those 4 have probably done enough. Schultz played a fair bit last week, actually. So these guys are going to be rested. I don't think that's a bad thing.
No. Coming to the bench is Bobby Hill, Jordan De Goey.
Yeah, okay.
Lockie Schultz is coming to the bench as well.
That makes sense to me that De Goey comes off.
John Noble's there.
Yeah, so this is a different bench than they've got champion data. They haven't updated that yet. But I thought De Goey, that probably might be enough for him. As I said, a half last Tuesday in the heat, and then a really blistering first half here. Probably makes sense, doesn't it, really? Don't want to risk him, I should say.
You don't. That was the halftime floor show for Choices Flooring. We got the second half coming up in a moment. It's 5-6-36 to 2-10-22. Footy back here on AFL Nation. Another big season coming your way. You'll hear from Liam Pickering throughout the 2024 season as well. It's nice to have the former Geelong superstar alongside tonight. So into the middle now. Charlie Cameron will be up against Sam Naismith. Dustin Martin's in there, as is Tim Taranto, and Nick Dacos all on his own as well. Dustin Martin ran over the top of it, and there is Nick Dacos, who gives to a Maynard running past, and then to Crisp. They go inside 50 already onto the chest of Jamie Elliott. Just like that, the Pies get another option up forward. They'll go back for their 6th.
Not a real surprise that it was Nick Dacos starting that chain. It was a bit of a fumble by Crisp and a bit of a scrubby old kick, but Jamie Elliott was in front. And that's where you need to be as a small forward.
You certainly do. So Jamie Elliott, about 45 from home, on a slight angle. Should be no problem. He's such a beautiful kick of the footy. Comes in, kicks through that one, gives it a good ride, and the commentator's curse is struck there as he pushed it off to the right and a minor score. 5-7-37, 2-10-22. Richmond to start this game picks were 1-7 on the board.
Yeah, so they haven't done a lot since the first sort of 15 or 20 minutes from a scoreboard point of view. They've had more inside 50s. Just haven't been efficient at all.
So Prestia at half back, wrapped up straight away by Crisp. And he will get a free kick, is Jack Crisp. Just on the edge of the square, swings it inside the centre square. Naismith went without it, and Maynard came bursting through. It's on the chest of Lipinski, who's already kicked 2 goals tonight.
He's a bit far out here.
He is. It's Malcolm Blight territory nearly.
Yeah, it would be.
He just lobs this one into the teeth of goal. Cox coming out, with the 1 mitt. He's done that.
He's marked well tonight.
A number of times in his career. Dragged it down with 1 paw.
He's getting better every year, Mason Cox.
He certainly is.
His marking's improved. He was a bit of a double grabber, but, I mean, that was a little bit of a double grab then, but his marking overall has been good tonight. He's taken 6 marks, and he'll finish this, you'd think. He missed one in the last quarter.
He's directly in front now, and he missed one from there a little bit earlier and makes no mistake this time. Gives it the one little fist. And he's on the board in 2024, albeit in a practice game. But Mason Cox with a nice start to the third quarter.
Well, promising signs, really, with 6 marks. Collingwood have kicked the last 4 and 6 of the last 7. So they've really asserted their dominance here. On a darkish night, it must be said.
It's dark in here as well.
It's certainly not the lights of the MCG.
No.
We can say that. It's more of a training light setup.
They play a lot of AFLW here, though, Picks, as well. So the lights are clearly...
It'll look better on television. There's no doubt about that.
The lights are clearly up to hosting AFL football. But, yeah, from up here, it does look dark. But
yeah, if you're at the ground, it'll look a little bit dark. But if you're watching on telly, with the lighting that Fox would have, it would look probably normal, to be fair.
Back in the middle now. 6-7-43, 2-10-22. Darcy Cameron down and fell back into his lap. And he'll be wrapped up, and we'll get another throw up in the middle. Cameron over the top of Naismith this time. Prestia being impressive for the Tigers. Fed through a handball to Taranto, who bursted out of a tackle and then went backwards into traffic to spin out and kick inside 50. Bolton there for the Tigers, but side bottom read it best, and he was wrapped up by Piggott. The Tigers have got numbers here. Martin picks up, and they kick inside again. Oh, it fell fortuitously for Bolton, and he couldn't finish the goal as he tried to dribble one home. And a minor score. They get their 11th behind on the board, do Richmond. You don't want to go into a season with the yips picks. Not that the Tigers do, but, you want to know that your goal kicking is pretty spot on.
Yeah, that was a bit of a difficult one. They had some easy ones in the first quarter. They should have finished.
They did. Good grab at half back by Darcy Cameron.
Another one from another
impressive
club. Yeah, he was important in their grand final win last year.
So he'll go short down the line to Josh Dacos. It was only 15 metres, if that, to him. A handball to Tom Mitchell now, and over the top to Nick Dacos. They've got McCreary forward of the ball. He went backwards instead to Mitchell, who was wrapped up straight away. Naismith tried to burst through a couple of tackles. Gave it off in the end to Tyler Young. Bangs it on the boot to half forward now. Bolton from the back. Couldn't take it cleanly. And Oleg Markov did. Took a bounce at half back and bounds away. And again, the Pies will go forward, looking for Ash Johnson. Ball at ground level now. There's Naismith again. Bit impressive tonight. Broad couldn't pick it up off a hot handball. And it'll be out over the line in front of the interchange gates. So like the night of Sam Naismith.
He's been pretty good.
Been pretty good in the absence of
11 disposals.
Looks a little bit fitter.
He looks a lot fitter than he did last year at Port Melbourne.
Josh Dacos around the footy. There's Dustin Martin picked up and wrapped up straight away. Dacos trying to strip it from him. He got it out late to Kaczynski, who kicked forward. Bounced in front of Quaynor, and now for Bolton favourably. Weaves through a bit of traffic and wheels and goes. Kicks for the goal, and another behind. Almost had too much time to think his way through it there, did Shea Bolton. And again, another minor score for the Tigers. 2-12-24 now for Richmond. Collingwood out of defence. Mason Cox slipped over there, and it'll be a high free kick going the way of the Tigers, and 50 metres for Tyler Young, who was just hitting the chops a little bit by Bo McCreary.
I'm sure it was worthy of 50, but anyway, he was a little bit late.
He certainly was, but Bo McCreary will be marched inside 50. Not Bo McCreary, it'll be Tyler Young.
This is a very kickable goal, this.
Certainly is.
He's been all right young too.
Yeah, he has. Good player for them, good young player. 19 games, yet to kick a senior goal. So I guess this sort of counts if he gets one here. Young in this time. He does get his first goal in Richmond colours, and they do get to him.
It doesn't count, boys. It's a practice match. But
counts for his confidence, Pickers.
It does. I
counts
agree
for
with
his
that.
confidence, and he still, I guess, can register that one as I have kicked a goal for Richmond, but in a pre-season game. It is an official pre-season game, so another goal there for the Tigers. They get their third on the board now. 3-12-30. Let's play 6-7-43. That's all on the scoreboard for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. John Donohoe, Liam Pickering with you. AFL Nation pre-season footy for McDonald's. New McCrispy try it today at Macca's.
That wind hasn't dropped.
No.
Sorry, the wind has dropped, I should say. It hasn't...
it's cooled down a little bit.
A little bit. It's still 27. Yeah. So the conditions out there for players, not easy. No cooling breeze, which there was earlier.
Melbourne and Carlton back here tomorrow night. 38 degrees tomorrow in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's filthy.
Yep. You've been granted your wish. Josh Jenkins going to be alongside Dwayne Russell tomorrow night.
I heard he loves working in the heat. So, yeah, I'll be doing Thursday's game.
Collingwood go forward again. You and I will be back on Thursday for Brisbane and Sydney.
We will.
Ash Johnson at half forward. Kicks inside 50. Bobby Hill's around the footy. A couple went up. Marlon Pickett came down with it. Rioli fed a handball off to Taranto, and now to Young as well. Hopper had to slide in for that one. Thompson Dow, impressive so far. A loopy one out of side to Rioli, who's able to mop it up with time. Chiseling ball was beautiful on the chest of his teammate. Thompson Dow spinning out of trouble now. Baker, as he does always, evades tackle. Taranto back through traffic again. He's done that a couple of times. Gives it back to Baker now. And Richmond playing dangerously here. Over the top, Tom Mitchell will be on the end of this. And it was a breakdown in communication there. And for skills for the Tigers as Marlon Pickett mops this one up on the outer side wing.
Not just overdoing the handball a little bit.
Kicks inside 50 in the direction of Kazitsky. Couldn't take the grab. Ball at ground level, and Bolton there. Quaynor as well picked up. Gives to Noble. Now to go. He just tapped it down clever into the path of Nick Dacos, who hits Myercheck on the chest. His efficiency tonight's been beautiful as Nick Dacos, and that's better out in front of Bobby Hill. Gives it off to Bo McCreary running in side 50. Slides one to the top of the goal square. No one home. It's a foot race. Lockie Schultz gets a toe to it. Goal. Beautiful finish and a beautiful passage of play from the Pies. Umpires will confer here. No, they've called it a goal. It was a nice finish out in front of Lockie Schultz, and he was able to finish very nicely.
Yeah, it was a good kick out in front of him. Schultz, and was able to get there. Just the Tigers at the other end, they just probably went 2 handballs too many. They'd really opened it up with some really good overlap handball, but just went 1, maybe 2 more than they probably should have. They should have probably looked up, tried to find someone by foot. But that's promising signs. That's the way they want to play. So you sort of get it. And if you're going to try stuff like that, this is the time to do it when there's no points on the board.
7-7-49 the Pies. 3-12-30 Richmond. 9.5 minutes played in this third term.
They're +4 inside 50s, Richmond. So it's just their efficiency's been down. Collingwood have had a little bit more of the ball.
I must say the light's taking effect now, Picks.
Starting to, yes, which is good. The light towers are pretty good here, actually.
Samson Ryan into the middle. He'll be up against Darcy Cameron. Collared him a little bit there. The umpire saw it. He'll be over the shoulder, and Darcy Cameron will get a free kick. He'll feed to Josh Dacos straight away, but he wasn't back over his mark, so he'll take it defensive side of the centre circles. He's got a runner coming past in Frampton. Far sustained.
That's not who you're giving it to, mate.
No. If it was Nick Dacos, maybe.
Yeah, so you would have given it to Nick. You wouldn't give it to Billy.
In the end, kicks inside 50.
Oh,
Johnson was nudged under the footy.
Surely.
Schultz at ground level. Elliott did well, corralled it nicely. Thompson Dow picks up and feeds out a handball to Hopper. Over the head, it was a wayward one. Markov to the top of the square, into the pocket. Schultz went up, couldn't take the grab, and it fell into the hands of Broad, who gave it to Short. Can exit defensive 50 with a kick. A nice one onto the chest of Camden McIntosh at half back. He'll ride the wing again. Shea Bolton gives back this time to Short. Running down the wing. Nice finish there as he chisels one onto the chest of Bolter. He's got a long one. Kaczynski out the back up against Moore. Moore did well.
Yeah, it's in front position, Darcy Moore. Terrific defensive spoil. Kaczynski really had to engage him then earlier than he did. He just tried to just overreach him, and you're not going to overreach Darcy Moore. He's 203 centimetres. So your best bet is to body him.
So the left forward pocket just in front of the Legends stand. Ball thrown in to Goey at ground level. Pushed off the footy.
Well, let me put it this way. If that was Tom Lynch or Jack Rewalt, they would have engaged.
Yep.
They would have engaged with the body earlier.
Yep.
And there would have been a scoring opportunity. So he is still a young player, but he needs to learn how to work and use his body a bit more than he does.
You're not going to win a one-on-one against Darcy Moore running back with the flight like that.
Not if you're not going to engage with the body.
Collingwood exit defensive 50. Josh Dacos with a kick out, and the umpire says throw it in. Just pitched inside. 49 plays 30, a 19-point lead to the Pies. 13 minutes gone, nearly 13 minutes gone in the third quarter. Great to have your company on AFL Nation. Great to be back for 2024. Ball thrown in right in front of us here. Outpointed there. Darcy Cameron's had the better of the ruck battle tonight as Taranto fired off a wayward handball inside 50. Then followed up his own work and tried to get his boot on ball. Noble. Quick handball out of congestion to McIntosh. He'll get on the right boot inside 50. A nice ball. Beautiful kick on the chest or an outstretched arms of Liam Baker.
Yeah, it was nice work by Camden McIntosh. He's a really important player for Richmond because he's run on the wing. He runs all day. But that was across the body. Beautiful kick. The outside of the foot.
Kicked a ripping goal to finish off the Hawks last year to Liam Baker at the MCG.
Well, he's a thumping kick for a little fella. Him and Short thumped the ball a mile.
So Baker in again. Kicks this one. Gave it everything, but again, looked off to the left from the moment it left the boot.
Yeah, they've been near side the whole night, really. At this end of the ground in particular, at the Legends stand end, all their kicks at goal have been going to the left, the near side.
3:13:31 Richmond. Collingwood 7:49 as they exit defensive 50 once again. Out to the wing already.
But look at the way they've done it.
Schultz.
Moore's kick was a penetrating kick, and now all of a sudden, two kicks later, they're in the goal square.
On the chest of Elliott, and he kicks to Bobby Hill in the goal square. Young did well. The spoil fell into the hands, though, of Johnson. And now to Nick Dacos, snapping around the corner. He gets one on the board. As easy as you like, coast to coast for the Pies. And they are queuing up here, as Picker said. Nick Dacos now on the board.
Well, it was all because of the kick from Moore. So Moore's kicking from full back was a piercing low one in the corridor. Maynard on his bike, out to the wing. Again, no Richmond player could get a fist on it. Ball comes back through the corridor, and there they are, loose players everywhere. So in 4 kicks, you're in the goal square. Even though the fence was there were a couple of crummers, and Johnson got it across to Dacos, and that was the end of that.
It's a scary prospect if that's how they're moving the ball throughout the season, Pickers as well.
But this is what Richmond did in the first 20 minutes of the game. They didn't allow that.
Yep.
And now, as they've got tired, they're starting to break down a little bit, and Collingwood are going to take advantage of it. Look how bright that scoreboard is on the other side. Wow.
That is lighting the ground. 8:7:55, 3:13:31. Ball back in the centre now to Goey. Read that best off the clearance. Josh Dacos stepped around Bolton. Umpire said advantage. They go inside 50 again. Lipinski did well on the boot of Schultz. He was shunted off it by Brown. We'll have a ball up right on centre half forward for the Pies. Kicking to the right of your radio dial towards the new stand, a new facility here at Icon Park.
The Royal Parade end, let's call it.
The Royal Parade end, let's do it that way. Cox down to Goey. Got a quick boot to ball. Great pick up there by
Was it ever?
It was a great finish as well by Reef McInnes. That's your man.
Well, he's just the one that's impressed me. Really impressed me last week.
Yeah, sharked it off the pack and took it off in the half volley. Couldn't finish the goal, though, just a minor score. So they've activated him, obviously, Picks.
Yeah, he's on.
Finn McRae just onto the ground as well, as is Harvey Harrison. So they're starting to get some more numbers into the contest now as the ball's in the wing. Bolton picks up, gives to Broad, who just runs out of bounds and is wrapped up over the line.
Charlie Dean's on the ground as well.
Dean, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see who
Nick Dacos has come off. Yeah. Josh Dacos has come off. Quayne has come off. Elliott's come off. Tom Mitchell's come off. Darcy Cameron's off the ground. Billy Frampton and Bo McCreary are all off the ground.
There you go. Cox into the ruck. Gave to Lipinski, who just kicked forward into space for Hill.
Good hands.
Gave it off to Crisp. Back to Lipinski now up against the boundary. Has a few options. He can kick long and high into the air. This time he went for goal and it went out of bounds on the full. He's been lively today as Pat Lipinski.
He's been good.
Good night.
17 disposals.
Around the footy.
16 disposals, sorry. Yeah, been very good. Kicked a couple of goals.
Ball thrown in or kicked to half-back again, and Cox just outpointing Samson Ryan. That's experience there.
Well, that's his 7th mark. It's good effort.
He's been a warrior for Collingwood up forward. Kicks inside 50 now. My check was pulled off the footy. The umpire didn't see it and let it play. Steely Green fires out a handball backwards. Now to Pickett. He got on his bike quickly, had Chris bearing down on him. Now kicks down the line. Samson Ryan's there and
did well.
Yeah, Noble did really well. He was outsized in a big way. Bolton on the end of this.
Oh, it's holding the ball.
Great tackle by John Noble. It should be holding the ball, but it won't be.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky there. He did try to break the tackle, and that's normally prior opportunity.
Cox went with the big fist out to the advantage of Finn McRae. His first action tonight. And just off the bench, McCreary nearly got on the end of it, but Rioli. And then 3 pies wrapped up Daniel Rioli. So they've got that mob mentality about them tonight, Collingwood.
Yeah, they clicked into gear, haven't they? The first 20 minutes, they were really struggling, to be honest.
Ball in dispute. Hopper had it ripped off him, and there was the first from Harvey Harrison as Collingwood go inside 50 again. Ball at ground level. Schultz did well. He tapped it forward. Couldn't take it cleanly. Gibkes out the back to Young. Again on the boot quickly. It was just a dump kick forward. Campbell underneath it did well. Kept his feet and then released the handball to Rioli.
Oh,
here's
Bolton.
Dustin Martin on the outer side. Inside 50. Bolton's there if he wants. He couldn't take the mark, and doing very nicely for the Pies was Charlie Dean getting back.
Well,
they're out again.
In fairness, I mean, it wasn't a great kick from Dusty. Like, he kicked it in between the 2 Richmond players, straight to the Collingwood player.
And now Collingwood are forward again.
No.
Maynard on the chest of Schultz. Coast to coast quickly, Collingwood. That's the dangerous thing about them.
Like a big Mason.
Yep, inside 50, that's where he goes. On the chest. And mark number 8 for Mason Cox.
This will probably test him distance, I would think.
So you could see the setup there. They spoil the ball in the back pocket.
Well, they kill you on rebound.
And then the burst run, and they run in numbers.
Well, it's their ball use too. I mean, they use the ball beautifully. I mean, they're a very skilled team. The Pies.
So Mason Cox kicked one at the start of this quarter. This one from further out, from just outside 50. Set sail.
The distance, no problem.
Distance was no problem, Picks. So push it off to the left for a minor score. 19 minutes gone, third term. Here on AFL Nation. 57 plays 31. 8-9 57, 3-13 31. Ball kicked out to the outer side wing. Moore flew, couldn't take it. Mitchell did, gave it off to Maynard, who fired a quick handball wide to side bottom, and now Schultz on the end of it, right up against the boundary. Starting to work into it nicely is the former Docker. He's pointing as to where he wants his teammates to go, and then goes in deep into the pocket. Cameron's down there, he's back on. Myercheck had the ball spoiled out of his hands over the line, out of bounds.
I think we'll get a good crowd tomorrow night, regardless of how hot it is. The Blues fans, they came out for that practice match against the Cats last week. It's popped in for the first half, and well, they were right into it.
Competing with the Matildas tomorrow night.
Really?
Matildas up against Uzbekistan in their Olympic qualifiers tomorrow. I know that because I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
I am. My wife bought,
Where's the game
bought a
at?
couple of tickets at Marvel Stadium.
They'll get a full house there, won't they?
Bought them for Christmas. It was sold out when the tickets went on sale, so whether the heat... I mean, I don't know how hot it's going to be inside
It'll be
Marvel
hot.
Stadium with
Well, it depends
the
if the
roof
cool
closed.
change comes.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they're
true.
saying it'll come late in the day, but see, after today, I wouldn't be thinking.
No, plenty of sport in
Wouldn't be
Melbourne.
backing on it.
So they go inside 50 again. McGuinness went up, couldn't take the grab. Graham's there, ball bounced off his head and then won it back, gave it to Hopper.
Oh, bang.
Green.
Cop that.
Well, Brown was pushed off the footy with force. And now Naismith spun around in the tackle. Hopper out the back door to Broad. Kicks long down the line. Kaczynski went up. Moore did well to outpoint him. Dean in the action for Collingwood again. Collingwood have got numbers around the footy. Richmond picked it up. Baker just handballed it backwards into space. Tom Mitchell gave it to Isaac Quainer running off half back, and away they go again. Moore to side bottom. Was at his feet though, so not to his advantage. And then a quick hack out of the pack. Rolls and sits on the line on the outer side as he gave to Finn McRae. Moore around the footy again, and pack forms will have a throw up just inside the boundary line on the outer side. 57 plays 31, 21 gone third term. Terrace up on the outer side there looks quite the place to be. Inside 50, Myercheck couldn't take the mark. Brown at ground level did well. Fed it off to Prestia. Goes with the switch to McIntosh. He's got Broad out wide if he wants, but he goes the more central route to Rioli. Wasn't to his advantage though, and again space was closed down. Seth Campbell goes inside 50 for Richmond. Bolton flew. Moore did really well. Baker made sure that the contest stayed alive. Prestia.
Just overdoing the handball,
McIntosh.
though.
They really are. Too many handballs, and Collingwood have got numbers here. If they can feed out to Noble, they do. Dean. Harvey Harrison's there. And Dean got it on his boot this time. Tried to relieve the pressure, and here's McCreary. Down the line now to Myercheck. Richmond have got numbers here, and Rioli just kicked that one out on the full. It wasn't his best bit of work. You can just see Collingwood outworking them at the moment, Picks.
Well, they're just killing them on turnover.
Yeah.
So the Tigers just one or two too many handballs, and the Pies are set up for that, and they'll just hurt you the other way.
So Finn McRae, so much talked about him in the off-season, could play that Taylor Adams role in this side in 2024.
It's a big role to play. Taylor Adams is a good player.
Yep.
And it was a very good player for Collingwood.
He went backwards to Quaynor, who went down the line looking for some tall timber, and McCreary was at front and square. He did well, just couldn't reel it in as Pickett parried it backwards. McCreary on it again. Harvey Harrison in the action as well. There's Finn McRae, but couldn't pick it up, and we'll have a ball up just inside this boundary line on the broadcast side. 8-9-57, 3-13-31, 23 gone, third term AFL Nation pre-season footy. McRae swings this one inside 50, and a good grab from Charlie Cameron on the chest.
Well, I don't think it was Charlie.
Sorry,
I think I've got a feeling he's playing for Brisbane.
Darcy Cameron, I should say.
Big Darcy.
Darcy Cameron. Got my Camerons mixed up.
You did. He was playing in front. He's not a bad ruck forward, actually. When he's in the forward line, he doesn't look hopeless. I mean, he's better in the ruck, probably, but he looks quite accomplished when he goes forward. A lot of the ruckmen don't. They go forward and they're completely out of fish out of water type stuff.
Kick from just outside 50 here, so to take his best effort for Darcy Cameron. Very close to the man on the mark. Has he got it feeding back? No, not enough. As it just went over the line to the left.
You're right, he was a bit close, wasn't he?
Yeah. Ruckman tend to do that. He can run around with the new rule.
He actually does run straight at the goal when he kicks. He just needed to give himself another couple of steps.
McIntosh deep in defence. Tried to sell some candy. Wasn't able to do it as he would have liked. Steely Green was the target, but Moore outpointed him.
What a great name.
Steely Green.
Steely Green.
Yeah. Certainly going to be one for the commentators over the next few years. Out of the Waffle, South Fremantle product. Outer side, Quaynor. Kicks to half forward. McCreary was the target, but in front there, Richmond had the numbers. Dow back to Short. Short around the corner. Baker in front did well and just had to reel it in on the second attempt and did. The leader that is Liam Baker, captain tonight, kicks inside 50. And for Bolton, hasn't been clean tonight, Shea Bolton, when it comes to the marking game. John Noble's been good, though. He's wrapped up at half-back and we'll have another ball up.
You sent him a task, really. I mean, 176 centimetres, the ball's in the air against Darcy Moore, 203.
But there's been a couple of times where he could have... where he's so good at leaping at the footy and he just
he's a threat aerially. There's no doubt about that.
Just hasn't been...
But you don't really want to be putting the ball up to a player of that size.
Especially with Darcy Moore down there.
No.
Samson Ryan fell hard there as he backed back into the pack and the ball again out over the line at half-back. Final stages of this third term. 8:10:58, 3:13:31 for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Thrown in a wobbly one as well. Frampton nearly took it out of the ruck. And then a boot to ball as Marlon Pickett tracks it back. He's got to find a teammate. Does so in Short. Short under pressure gave to Broad. Stepped around a couple. Got dacked in the process.
Got dacked.
And then had to give it up. Here's Finn McRae on the wing.
The goal side,
kicking
the
inside
Pies.
50. They got the numbers going back. Ash Johnson's one of them. Picks it up. Couldn't take it cleanly. He would have had an acre of space to run into an open goal. And he let it slip. And Richmond get away with one there as they access the near side. Steely Green has it back at half-back. Just assessing what he's got forward of the footy. Goes in the direction of McIntosh. It went over the top and landed in the lap of Thompson Dow. Another good night from him. Down the line to half-forward again. This one better for Bolton.
That's where he can use his leap against a player of a similar size.
But numbers in the pocket if he wants it. He was more worried about trying to get a 50-metre penalty.
He was.
With Shea Bolton. Wheels around now on the right boot. Goes towards goal. Into the goal square. Ryan's down there. Couldn't take the grab, but got it to the front and square. It's Kaczynski tried to mop it up, but the boundary line won in the end. So Samson Ryan did well to get the ball to ground at least. Just no crummers for the Tigers. Ball tied up against the point post. Down in front of the Legends stand. Frampton won it down. Martin did well. Snapped it out of congestion. That's as good as it gets. Dustin Martin at his eloquent best. Snapped around the corner.
That's a point. Well, they're saying touched.
It was touched in the end. Okay. Well, everyone went up. We all thought it was a goal.
He was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, he was happy with it. He was celebrating going back to the middle, and the umpires called it back. So,
well, get the clear goal from here, but we're a hell of a long way away, and it's dark.
We certainly are. So, ball back at half-back now as Hoskin Elliott is there. We're just looking on the replay screen here. Mason Cox getting a bit of work done.
Lower leg?
Yeah, lower leg. Hopefully nothing too much to worry about. Tunnel ball there from Marlon Pickett. That was nice. And now the Tigers go back inside 50 again, but Charlie Dean, since coming on, has been strong in defence.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, he does. Swings it wide now to Hoskin Elliott, who goes to Harvey Harrison at half-back. Down the line again to Hill. They're also clean by foot picks. It's been noticeable tonight.
They train at a high intensity in Collingwood, and they do a lot of work on their skill, especially by foot.
Hill down the line to a one-on-one. Backing back into it. It was a nice grab by Dylan Grimes. Still a leader in this side, Dylan Grimes.
Been a wonderful defender.
Hasn't he? Ever reliable. Not co-captain anymore. That's all Toby Nankervis is now. And that's a wobbly ball forward of the ball. But lands in the lap of Steely Green, who didn't really expect that one to come his way. He goes short now as the siren goes to end the third quarter. Another quarter dominated by the Pies, and another quarter where Richmond don't kick a goal. They're 3-14, Richmond 32 to Collingwood 8-11-59. 3 goals in that quarter, one to Cox, one to Schultz, and one to Nick Dacos. Liam Pickering, your thoughts?
Yeah, Collingwood just got a little bit more class, haven't they, at the moment, and they just kill you on turnover. So the Tigers have turned the ball over. They've been hurt the other way, and that's pretty much what it is. They are trying to run and gun with the use of handball. So just looking straight at the statistics, they've had 29 more handballs than Collingwood. Collingwood have had 63 more kicks. So Collingwood want to use it by foot. Tigers want to run and gun. If you don't get it right, you turn it over, you get hurt the other way.
Pies by 27 at three-quarter time. We've got a big final term coming your way. AFL Nation pre-season footy here at Icon Park.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. When National Tiles Trade Club members need an urgent delivery, we get it to them within 2 hours, absolutely free. Yes, National Tiles Trade Club members get urgent deliveries within 2 hours, absolutely free. So if you're a professional tiler, join the National Tiles Trade Club now for massive savings on tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools, and now free urgent deliveries. Conditions apply.
Footy is back, and for the 2024 season, it's bigger and better than ever. Whether it's NAB AFL Auskick, NAB AFL Superkick, or Junior Footy, there are so many ways you can play. Australian rules football is the game for everyone, and the stage is set. It's time to kick into the footy season. Find your way to play today at play.afl.
Bailey Nelson is shaking up the way Australians get their glasses. So if you're on the hunt to find the perfect pair of multifocals, we're the ones to see. To help you see. And for a limited time, get free multifocal lenses with one pair from our everyday range. Hey, there's a reason we've got over 10,000 five-star reviews. So come and see, literally, what all the fuss is about. Book a bulk build eye exam today at baileynelson.com.au. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
Now presenting the King of Clean, Jenny King.
For 30 years, Jenny King has been Australia's King of Clean, offering comprehensive cleaning services that actually work for commercial offices, retail, healthcare, education spaces and more. Plus, with fantastic franchise opportunities, Jenny King has helped hundreds of Aussies become the king of their own careers. Need a comprehensive cleaning service tailored to your business needs? Talk to the King.
Jenny King, the King of Clean.
Visit JANIKING.com.au.
Book online and save at Berwick BMW. In a few easy steps, you can book your next BMW service online by visiting berwickbmw.com.au and save on your total invoice cost. With next day service availability and convenient transportation options such as complimentary loan vehicles, pickup and delivery, booking online has never been so easy. Search Berwick BMW, T's and C's apply, LMCT 8953.
Yes! See that?
Oh, sorry. Was just checking out Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre's new online store. They've got everything for your roof. Check it out.
Hey, that's pretty flash.
Oh, yeah. And you can draw up your custom flashing too. And they deliver around Melbourne.
Roof repairs just got easier with Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre's new online store. For roofing products including roof sheets, gutters and downpipes, visit rscentre.com.au. Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre. Everything sheet metal from the roof down.
Hi, Gary Lyon here. Good mornings. Start with Tempur. Tempur's range of mattresses and adjustable bases adapt to the exact shape of your body so you can put your head and feet up in comfort. Also, if you're like me and have ongoing back concerns, Tempur mattresses assist in alleviating your pain. Find your perfect position with an easy-to-use wireless remote and massage function available at the touch of a button. Experience the Tempur range today. You can view Tempur athlete stories at tempur.com.au. Tempur, a mattress like no other.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Into the teeth of goal. Cox coming out. Oh, with the one net. He's done that
He's marked well
a
tonight.
number of times in his career. Dragged it down with one paw, directly in front now, and he missed one from there a little bit earlier and makes no mistake this time. Gives it the one little fist, and he's on the board in 2024, albeit in a practice game. Slides one to the top of the goal square, no one home. It's a foot race. Lockie Schultz gets a toe to it. Goal. Beautiful finish and a beautiful passage of play from the Pies. 27-point lead for Collingwood going into the final term. John Donohoe, Liam Pickering with you on pre-season footy for AFL Nation. Pickers, we've fired up the text machine so people can hit us up.
Someone suggesting I should call the last quarter in the budgie smugglers.
Oh, please don't.
Oh, please.
That
no
would be a
no one wants
sight
to see
for
that.
sore eyes as we're back. Away we go in the final term. Shea Bolton gets on the end of the clearance here. Fires off a quick handball to McIntosh, who kicks inside 50. Looking for a target down forward. Coming through. Great grab.
That was a great grab. Is that the big fella?
Not sure who that is, actually.
Is it Naismith or is it?
No. Oh, no, Noah Bolter. How do we not see him?
Oh, Noah.
Noah Bolter. You know why? He shaved the head.
Don't mind it. Don't mind. Look, like Benny Lyon, our producer here, he's got the haircut short. I think it suits him.
He's gone rogue. 0433 98 11 16 if you want to weigh in throughout the last quarter. As Noah Bolter lines up from the forward pocket. Beautiful looking kick. Executes nicely and just fades it late.
How long will they go and resist the chance to send him back? I just wonder whether he'll go back when Lynch comes. I mean, they're talking like they're going to keep him there all year. If Ryan works out and they get Lynch back, maybe they can afford to send him back into defence.
Dean down the line looking for Cox. Young with the spoil. Lockie Schultz picks it up out of mid-air. It's a good question, Picks, because he's so dynamic and diverse down back is Noah Bolter for Richmond. But he provides such a good option up front as well.
Yeah, he does.
Them.
Well, he's sort of two of him. I guess if Gibcus stands up and Grimes stands up, they might be able to get away with playing him as a forward, but I think he's better suited in defence because he's an intercept marking defender. He's a real athlete.
Oscar Elliott sends Collingwood inside 50 again. 1-on-1 in the goal square. Reef McGuinness pushed off and Ben Miller coming through. Couldn't get any traction there and out of bounds. So Ben Miller into the game.
He needs to probably start imposing himself, Ben Miller, doesn't he?
I think so. Big Benny Miller. This one going forward and Lockie Schultz having a fire at goal. He's not happy with himself there as he had space and time at the top of the goal square. Try and kick his second goal.
Brad from the SMS. Ben Lyon's hair looks great.
Gee,
I totally agree.
Benny must have been doing some nice work out on the on the town.
That's he's made Brad.
Yeah. Taranto at half back.
Quainer, uncontested.
Quainer going to come through. Dropped what he should have taken. And now mops up his own work as Taranto, as Hopper drags him out over the line.
Hasn't he become a good defender, Quainer? Just an important player.
Just the general in defence.
Well, he's just a nightmare to play him. If you're a small forward, you're going to cop Quainer.
And if he gets any space as well, you're
he's
gone.
Strong.
I mean,
well, he's just so strong and powerful.
Yeah. Off the bonce there of Naismith. Gave it off to Martin, who pushed off his opponent, and McGuinness had no chance. Going forward, Hopper on the end of it. Takes a nice mark out in front of Quaynor. Just telling him to move into the pocket. He's got Bolter in deep in the pocket if he wants to go there. He goes in that direction now. Bolter flew, couldn't take the mark. Thompson down, unopposed. Nearly could have had a shot on goal, but just got a bit big on him in the end. Gibcus ran over it. High check there as well. Fired out a handball.
Bobby Hill
away
at
they
the back.
go.
Look at Bobby.
Side bottom on the wing. He's got Hill there, and that's the direction he goes. Hill trapped it well. He can run off into an open goal now. Bobby Hill fires for goal, misses. The goal kicking's been horrible tonight from both sides. He just looked around, had options, almost thought too much about it. Probably could have kept running as well.
I'm not sure I thought anything other than kicking a goal, to be honest.
So McIntosh down the wing. Spoil came in from a few players. Ross
did well.
Who's activated into the game now for Richmond. Tunnel ball there from Hopper. Over the top to Bolton. Has Martin running past, uses him, and Bolton keeps running, and he might get on the end of this. Here's Lafau into the game for the first time. Nearly took the grab. Does he get a free kick?
There'll be a
free kick against. So first time we're going to see McKelty Lafau.
He impressed in some one-on-one contests in those match sims.
He did.
He's a big unit.
He is a big unit.
What are they listed at?
Former rugby player.
What's he listed at?
Listed here, Lafau, at 195 centimetres.
Yeah, no kilograms.
Zero kegs for all these players. We won't get
well,
into
I think
that.
he'd be a bit heavier than zero, but...
Yeah. That's one for Kane to deal with.
Oh, that's right. You're not allowed to do that anymore. I forgot about that.
Markov taps forward. Taranto on the end of it. And again, Richmond just a little bit sloppy with it as Miller got on the end of this one. Over the top to Camden McIntosh. Got to run it over the top. Again in Jack Ross. So down the line this one, and it'll be cut off by Quaynor, and that's exactly what you were talking about, Pickers. He's just reads the play so well as this one came off the boot. He'll be out of bounds on the full.
Well, they're rotating these star players on and off the ground. Like, Dacos is off at the moment, but he'll come back on. Jagowi's been off and on in the second half.
Quaynor down the line, near side wing. Frampton got to front position, couldn't take it cleanly. Here's Bobby Hill. He's got the skates on and went inside on his right boot. It was a scrubbing kick inside 50. Mychek did well. Peeled off. Bouncing ball. Oh, couldn't get it to bend the way he wanted to. As Broad took it on the last line of defence. Then chipped over the top to Marlon Pickett. This Collingwood forward line so dangerous in so many aspects of the game. Down the line. No one could get hands to it. Ripped off the footy there. It'll be a free kick going Tim Taranto's way. And we'll just slow it down a little bit more. Taranto kicks forward. It was just a finger tipper for Dan Rioli. Couldn't take it. Now Collingwood out. Here's Finn McRae. He can kick inside 50. Looking for a target forward. It was Reef McGuinness. Brought the ball to ground level. Mychek scooped it up and didn't get any purchase on that footy as Broad tracks it back over the line. It was a nice bit of work from Mychek, but he just wasn't able to finish as he would have liked. 0433 98 11 16 if you want to get involved in the coverage.
Question here from Roy in Reservoir. Given that we're doing the Sydney and Brisbane game, is now a 7 o'clock game. Are we doing the Giants and the Gold Coast?
No, we'll still be doing Sydney
both?
and Brisbane.
We're definitely doing Sydney and Brisbane.
We're definitely
but are we
doing
doing the other one was the question.
That's a question for Benny out the back. We'll get him to confirm that.
Where is Ben? Where's Handsome Ben?
In a couple of different...
It's his department.
He's in a different box. As Collingwood go forward again, Lipinski burst through. He was tackled as he got rid of it. Umpire said did so legally. Hopper kicks outside a defensive 50. Bolton, he's got two pies to deal with. One of them, Markov, picks up and went under the tackle. That'll be high. And then he was ripped down.
Rammed his head into the ground.
Yeah, he did. Wasn't a good look because Markov has a number inside 50. It's Dean on the chest. Gives the ball to a running Maynard on the left boot. Beautiful ball out in front of Hoskin Elliott. Collingwood so precise with their kicking all night.
And they've been forced wide here, though.
Hoskin Elliott deeper and wider into the half-forward
into the darkness,
flank.
into the darkness of the other side of the ground.
Yep. Half-forward flank to side bottom. McRae tried to take it on his chest. Probably wasn't the wisest decision, but won a free kick in the end. He's got it 51 from home. Telling everyone to feed back to goal. Kicks now, high ball into the top of the goal square. Richmond have got numbers here. Gibcus stayed down, Frampton as well. And Short got on the end of it and kicked it. And Bolter dropped what he should have taken at half back. But mopped up, gave it to Ross. Now to Taranto. Now to Pickett. Sidesteps one. Gave it off to Ross again. Over the top. A little bit sloppy and not as clean, Richmond. Hopper. Down the line to Lafau. He pushes Mitchell off the foot. He did really well and couldn't just get around his opponent. Mitchell got on the end of this one as Dean mopped it up and kicked a high ball down the outer wing. Picked up by Young. Short 45 ball to Short. Bangs this one inside 50 now for Richmond. At the back was Kazitsky and a great grab. Going back with the flight was Jack Crisp.
Yeah, he's had a tough night, Kazitsky. He hasn't had the greatest delivery, but he hasn't really had any impact at all. Has he taken a mark?
Yeah, Crisp.
One. Yeah.
So the experiment with Jacob Kazitsky.
It's not working yet.
Thing, no,
it's only early days,
on.
though.
Collingwood have already progressed this to the wing, and Schultz sits for him. Kick inside 50 now, just a short ball. He pulled it back nicely to Reef McGuinness. Could have blazed away and kicked long, but had McGuinness at the paint.
Could build up again from defence.
Reef McGuinness backing himself in here, Picks.
Well, he is, and he's going to be in the team to do this sort of stuff. Put defensive pressure on, but also hit the scoreboard when he can.
6 career goals in his 11 games. Reef McGuinness from just inside 50, got high, up and under ball. It'll fall just over the line as the pack formed in the forward pocket. The minor score 8-14-62, 3-15-33 on the scoreboard for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Broad shields his eyes from the lights and takes a mark, gives it off to Graham, to McIntosh, back to Graham. He's forced backwards again, back to Broad. Broad under enormous pressure to McIntosh this time, who coughed it up, gave it to Cameron. McGuinness was running past, couldn't get it. Crisp this time, he'll bang it inside 50. And on the lead, out in front, beautiful kick to McGuinness this time. Slightly closer than he was before and directly in front. And now Reef McGuinness can correct his mistake from earlier. 30 metres out, directly in front.
But again, it's they just kill you on turnover, don't they? The minute you turn it over and you bring it out of defence, it's going back in at 1,000 miles an hour, and they've got loose players there. There were 3 options there for the Pies player.
It was a good kick by Jack Crisp. So McGuinness on the runway now. Kicks through this ball and makes no mistake this time. Gets a second look at it and makes sure he pumps it through. And the Pies get their 9th goal on the board. Early doors in the 4th quarter. So you've mentioned McGuinness a couple of times, Picks. You like what you see from Reef McGuinness?
I just think he's got something, yeah. I think they've got a couple of those players. McRae and McGuinness are 2 players I think we're going to play a fair bit of footy for Collingwood. I just like the way they move.
Yeah.
Ash Johnson, another one that needs a big year. With no McStay, you can't just have Myercheck and Cox and Little Bucks. You need these other guys to actually all step up. Johnson needs to step up and play that sort of third tall, if you like.
Yep. 9-14-68, 3-15-33, 0433 98 11 16 off the text. How many Pepsi Max when the temperature hits 38 degrees tomorrow, Picks?
I actually haven't had a Pepsi Max in a month.
Oh.
No, I've been just drinking water.
Samson's
it's very unusual.
It is very unusual.
You know, the worst part is, as it's marked in defence here for the Pies, and it's going to come back the other way, the worst thing is, Pepsi's now a sponsor of the AFL, so all these venues, everyone I'm just looking at is walking around with a Pepsi Max. For years I had to look at that Coke with no sugar crap.
The red can. I love Coke no sugar.
Oh, I hate it.
Big shout out to our friends at Coke.
Oh, well, they're partners. Of course we love it.
I don't know if they are, Picks. I just like it.
They're AFL Nation. Okay. Bit of a fan there. No, I can cop Diet Coke. That's about it.
Fair enough. Maynard's at half back. We'll get back to the footy. Keep your text coming. 0433 98 11 16. Maynard plays on, kicks down the wing. Broad's underneath this one, and McCreary, I should say, came through with the spoil.
He's a fine defender, Broad. He can play tall, he can play on little blokes. He's been a really good contributor for the Tigers over a number of years, really.
Ball thrown in right in front of us here, in front of the interchange gates. Frampton with the delicate work. Came down this time to Harrison, who got it on the boot quickly. Forward to the footy. There is Ash Johnson. Did nicely. Fed it off to McCreary on the left boot. Kicks a high ball. Looking for Mason Cox. Gibcus did really well over the top. Fell into the hands of Baker. Goes down the centre of Icon Park onto the chest of Bolter.
Great kick that.
Better build up here from Richmond. Can they get a goal out of this? Kaczynski one-on-one. Maynard did really well to mop up there, and Frampton coming through. Had to get a kick quickly. It fell into the hands of Jack Ross, who's going to play on straight away and kicks to the pocket. Nice kick on the chest of Baker it is, who's done the running from half back and now got all the way up into the forward pocket, and he'll have a shot on goal.
Him and Jaden Shaw are just terrific players. Undersized, but they just go. They go all day, these two. Jaden Short and Liam Baker. You'd like to have him in your team.
You would. Liam Baker comes in now. Deliberate approach.
Good kick.
Nice looking kick. The umpire just sees it sail through the middle of the goals, and finally Richmond get their 4th goal on the board, courtesy of Liam Baker. Been few and far between tonight, but they've had plenty of shots on goal. 4:15:39 now. Richmond plays Collingwood 9:14:68 on the scoreboard for Tyre Power.
They haven't had shots on goal. They've had shots
at goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always keeping me accountable, Pix. I love it.
That's what I like to do.
I love it. Coke Zero is worse than Round Zero, someone says.
We've got a listener over in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Having a few beers.
NRL's in town in Las Vegas.
How's that going to go?
No.
I think it'll go all right.
Yeah. Well, Rob Gronkowski was given a good spruik the other day.
I did see that. Benny's trying to find the one where they said he was good looking with his hair. I get it. I see you in there swooping.
Just give us a thumbs up, Benny, if we're doing the Giants game on Thursday as well. Someone was asking.
I think it's a clash now, is it?
Yeah, might be. As Richmond go forward again on the chest this time of Kazitsky. Better delivery. That's what you like as a forward.
Well, when you've had a tough night, you do. You want it laced out like that. Big Jacobs had a tough old evening.
So this will be nice if he can get himself on the board. Hasn't kicked one yet tonight. And give Richmond their 5th of the evening. 15 minutes gone in this 4th term. Kazitsky in again. He'll kick from 48 metres. Got under that a little bit. And they pushed it left. He did poke at it. Got a little bit close to the man on the mark as well. So still yet to kick one in an official capacity for Richmond. We're not taking that Giants game on Thursday. It'll just be you and I picks taking Brisbane and Sydney.
Well, it was 39 degrees, is that right? That's why they pushed it back.
That's why
so it was a 4:10 game.
4:10 start, 7:10.
So it's it for the Gold Coast. And who are they playing?
They are playing the Giants, I want to say. We'll double check that. Giants Gold Coast, it is.
Yeah, so that's not going to be on, unfortunately, for Roy.
All right. Maynard kicks across to Dean. Dwayne Russell will be back here with Josh Jenkins tomorrow night for Melbourne and Carlton. As we continue our pre-season action, the build-up to round 0 or opening round. Noble ran on. Got it back off side bottom and chiseled the ball down the line to Lockie Schultz. Had a nice night.
He's been okay. He's had a dozen possessions, kicked the goal.
He's not really going to be an accumulator of possessions this year, is he? It's more of
he's a dangerous small forward.
Impact player. Goes inside 50. Cox was at the back, couldn't take the mark as Tom Brown.
Tom Brown.
Scored the ball through. A few people wanting a few more of them from you tonight, Pitch.
Yeah, well, we do like to mention the other Tom Brown. This is Tom Brown. So we can do that with this Tiger Tom.
We can.
His old man, a good mate of mine, old Bulbhead Brown.
Thrown in inside 50 for the Tigers. Fed out now to Rioli, who can snap a goal and didn't.
Well, that's risky. That's risky
going across goal.
Especially when you can't hit a target.
Yes. And a mop up here, McIntosh. And he was able to get to Gibkis down the line. It's time to Bolter. Inside to Lafau.
His first touch?
Second, I think. He might have got one on the outer side earlier and kicks inside 50. It wasn't a bad ball in the end. Bolton slipped over. Had to give it back now to Bolter, who just got tackled as he kicked. Slid this one to Kazitsky in the forward pocket. Had to go the chimney ball high up and under. No one can get on the end of it. Thompson Dow snapping a goal. This time, better work. Richmond, they found one in Thompson Dow. He's had a nice night. Roved it off the pack and snapped truly, and he gets his first of the evening.
Yeah, he's had a very good night. I've been impressed with him. 19 disposals and a goal, 18 disposals and a goal. Excellent finish. A couple of late goals here for the Tigs.
So they get their 6th on the board now. 9-14-68 Collingwood. They get their 5th, I should say. 5-16-46. Yep. Just checking if all scoreboards are right, Picks. 0433 98 11 16. They should have 9-point goals just to make it more interesting, says Dean.
Well, they did do that for a while.
Yeah, the Wizard Cup. Super goals.
Just got a shout out for the little mate Berger. He's a Tigers man. And he'll be at home.
On your Berg.
Making a goose of himself, no doubt.
Naismith down, but Sharked by Collingwood, and Crisp going forward again for the Pies. Kicks to the goal square. Johnson couldn't take the mark. Broad was there for the Tigers. Mopped up by Short. Got on the boot quickly, but it's going to come straight back in through Lipinski, who takes the mark in front of Lafau. Another big night from Patrick Lipinski. He's pointing towards goal here, and he's going to have to kick this from all of 60.
Yeah, he's had a good night. His 20-second disposal. He's kicked 2 goals. Been excellent.
He went the 45 ball to Hoskin Elliott, who went inside 50, and Baker got in the way of McIntosh, then mopped up on the left boot, quickly banged it outside defensive 50 in front of Lafau. Well, how the umpire see this? No, he's called it insufficient.
There's a Richmond player right there. It bounced about a metre from him.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you got to remember the ball is an oval.
Yeah,
it bounced on its point and went sideways.
And the player's under pressure.
Yes.
And there was a Richmond player 3 metres from where the ball bounced.
Yeah. Darcy Cameron takes a very nice grab inside 50. And he'll have another shot on goal.
But that's just a reaction, okay? That's not, you've got a real feel for the game. You know that that's not a deliberate kick out of bounds. No. Sometimes the ball goes, as you say, right angles.
Yeah. So
anyhow.
Anyway, we'll have to deal with that all through there.
Well, it's going to happen, and we've got to get used to it. So there's no point in us bleating about it. We'll let the supporters do that.
Yep. 20 minutes gone in the fourth term. 8:14.68, 5:16.46.
It hasn't been great kicking goal, has it? A lot of opportunities missed.
He's tied up against the boundary hoardings on the outer side here at Icon Park. Comes in now, Darcy Cameron has a shot at goal.
Thank you.
It's just someone else pulled me up on it before. Yeah, it's a minor score, by the way. I've got to get used to that, Pix, if you're going to do that.
No, I'll be picking you up all year. We went through it.
We did,
actually,
yes.
someone has already said it.
Yeah, Gary did.
Gary
did. Yeah, that's fair enough.
When we were doing the cricket and we did a lot of games together, this maximum stuff.
I never said maximum.
It's got to stop.
You and I are both on the same page.
It's got to stop.
I never say maximum, but
Hargraves does.
Yes.
I've had to pull him up, grab him by his little beard. Say to him, listen, enough's enough.
Broad gets it at half-back. Short.
Yes.
Back inside defensive 50.
Maximums.
I love working with pickers. He keeps you on your toes. 360 feedback all day. Broad gets it back. On the half-back flank, outer side of Icon Park. Been a nice crowd in tonight to watch the first pre-season game.
It has been a nice crowd, actually. Surprisingly, well, look, you actually tipped it. I didn't think they would get this many, but they have.
2-on-1, Kaczynski did well. Got the ball to ground level. Lafau coming through, picks up and tries to burn off an opponent. Wasn't able to. Wrapped up straight away. How will the umpire see this? Throw it in, he says. Yeah, it's been... I mean, there is a lot of seats still empty, but I would say, what? 6,000 people, more than that?
I think it's been closer to what you predicted,
9,
which you said about 9. I sort of scoffed at you. Went, there you go. But I think you're probably right. I reckon it'll be between 8 and 9, I reckon.
Yeah. It's been nice to see a good turnout tonight for a pre-season game.
Well, it's been warm too, that's the other thing.
The appetite for footy's back, and it's great. It's been a long summer.
It has.
It's been a hot summer as well.
Yeah, it's been a good summer, though. I've enjoyed the summer.
Yes.
I've actually enjoyed the cricket a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought the West Indies series would be a complete, and Pakistan would be a complete whitewash, but they're a lot more competitive than I thought. Big Bash season was good.
We've got New Zealand kicking on Thursday.
Well, bring that on. Bring that on.
So you can go from Australia, New Zealand into you and I, because...
Oh, what a letdown that'll be for the people that are listening to the cricket, Jared Waitley and the like.
Yeah. So
go straight across and have to
go
cop you and
straight from
I.
the Basin Reserve to Pickers and I doing Brisbane and Sydney on Thursday. How exciting. Ball on the outer side. This one will be thrown in. At least we've warned people, Picks. They've got time to make a decision on what they want to do.
You can change your channel if you want.
It was a good feed to Goey. Kicks inside forward 50. Young got it and spun around. Gets it outside of defensive 50 now, but it might come straight back. Side bottom did well. Didn't panic and was able to balance himself up. Johnson leading full tilt.
Good
McRae handballed over the top. Collingwood building up nicely. Here's Myercheck. Chiselling ball inside. Oh, couldn't hit. Schultz on the chest. Thompson Dowbing good again. Gave it off to Tom Brown.
Tom Brown.
Over the top to McIntosh. And he'll just slow it down as we reach the 24-minute mark of this final term.
Well, I think Dow's played himself into Richmond's opening round game, right?
Yep. Up against the Gold Coast.
I'm feeling Brown mightn't be too far off either, to be honest. And even Young, for that matter.
I think they've got a young core group of guys who are coming through who are going to be pretty handy for them in a few years.
Yeah, I agree.
Jaden Short sizes it up, then goes back the other way. Cox did well. How many marks is that for Mason now? Is it 9 or 10?
Oh, it's up around that. Yeah. He's had, that was his 10th mark.
10th mark. So he's been big tonight. He finds McCreary on the paint of 50.
Yeah, he's been very good, Big Mace.
Tell you what, that'll be brought up in his meeting tomorrow with you, won't it?
Oh, it won't be me bringing it up.
No, he will.
It'll be him.
So, Bo McCreary, about 51 metres out on the forward flank. Take a good kick from here with fatigue setting in on a hot night here in Melbourne. Gives it a good ride. Gives it a really good ride. The distance was no issue, just the accuracy. So, I misread that from Bo McCreary. Didn't know he had the boot in him. Another minor score to the Pies. 9-16-70, 5-16-46. Richmond, 25 gone. Final term here on AFL Nation. Pre-season footy, the AAMI Community Series. All thanks to McDonald's. The new McCrispy. Try it today at Macca's. Might get one on the way home. Hard to get food here at Icon tonight, so might duck in to Golden Arches on the way home as ball's in dispute on the wing. Fired out by Kazitsky. Dow again. Gave it to Bolton, who was in a bit of space, but Dean closed it down and did well. Tunnel ball again from Taranto. Gave it off to Graham, and this one fed to Kazitsky over the top. He's got Campbell, who couldn't snap on goal, and Lafau might get his first opportunity, but he couldn't. The ball just rolled away from him as John Noble sold some candy on the goal line and then hits side bottom on the chest. They never panic, this Collingwood side. And side bottom to Schultz, right in front of the interchange gates. You can see the 1 minute sign being held up there, Picks.
Yeah, there's 30 seconds left in this. Don't tell me that's the Collingwood chant I'm hearing.
Markov.
My God.
And he'll get a 50-metre penalty.
It's February.
As the game
will
draw to a close.
It's not the grand final.
The Pies fans.
Practice match.
Oh, boy. You can hear it in our effects mic in front of...
Oh, dear. It's going to be a long year.
Yeah, it will be. Markov plays on. Can they get one more before the siren goes? Hoskin Elliott will take a mark just outside 50, and he'll probably get the last opportunity here. He's got a runner going past in Frampton. He's done that a few times tonight, Billy Frampton, and hasn't been used once.
He's too far out, surely.
Well, he goes there now. He just goes
another score.
45. Billy Frampton with ball in hand. There it is. Siren sounds on the first pre-season game of 2024, and Billy Frampton and a big dust up in the goal square, Pickers, as the ball bounced through. That'll be a goal. That's unbelievable. Billy Frampton launched the talk from 55. There was a scuffle on the goal line, so no one went for it, and it bounced straight through.
What was a dust up over? I missed that.
Everyone's in this dust up. They didn't worry about the footy, and a late one to Billy Frampton. Unbelievable finish. And they're still going in the forward pocket here, Picks.
Well, it seems a bit pointless. It's a practice match.
Mason's in there. He's got his number ruffled. Yeah, it seems weird that you would have a blow-up like that in a practice game.
Well, I would have thought so, but anyway.
Yeah, so that one done and dusted. 10-16-76, the Pies. And Richmond finished 5-16-46. So both teams need to work on their goal kick, and they're still chirping a little bit. There's another little fracas going behind this group of players shaking hands, because it's bizarre to me that you would get into a position like that in the first practice game of the season, but here we are.
There's a bit of feeling in a practice match. It seems a little bit silly, but...
So a 30-point win to the Pies in the end there, Pickers. 76-46. Some great signs for Collingwood. Some ominous signs for Collingwood, and some nice moments for Richmond, if I do say so, as well, but still not the finished product, the Tigers.
No, they'll have a bit of work to do, but I think they can take a little bit of positive stuff out of today. I thought there were some really positive signs with some of the younger players, and the way they put the pressure on it, certainly in the first 20 minutes of the game. I mean, they weren't able to sustain the pressure, and when they weren't using the ball well, they get, they can obviously get hurt the other way because Collingwood are a really skillful team. So there's a class difference between the last year's premiers and a team that finished well outside the 8.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break. We'll go through some numbers on the other side of this. I'll be with you until 10 o'clock. 0433 98 11 16. Get your texts in. Anything you liked, anything you disliked. If you have any questions for me or for pickers, you can do that on the Temper text. 0433 98 11 16. We'll get to our first break for the post-game show for McDonald's. The new McCrispy is back at Macca's.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
NAB AFL Auskick is back for another season. Come find your awesome and join more than 120,000 kids across Australia. Because at this club, we're serious about fun. It's your time to shine, so what are you waiting for? Be part of the footy family and find your local Auskick centre today at play.afl/Auskick. This is Auskick, where we do it for the kicks.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. When National Tiles Trade Club members need an urgent delivery, we get it to them within 2 hours absolutely free. Yes, National Tiles Trade Club members get urgent deliveries within 2 hours absolutely free. So if you're a professional tiler, join the National Tiles Trade Club now for massive savings on tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools, and now free urgent deliveries. Conditions apply.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
When you approach any sort of bar crossing, what are the things that you're looking at? I dare say first and foremost is it safe in terms of its swell?
Firstly, when you get there and all you can pretty much see is white water, don't go. I don't care how good you are at fishing. When it's ridiculously big like the weekend and there's no gaps and there's no things like that, which don't go.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Your prized BMW has been built on a reputation for excellence. It's that dedication to excellence over 35 years that has confirmed Charlie Battisti & Co. as an accredited BMW body shop. Our workshop is designed to BMW specifications, and our technicians are highly trained in the latest BMW repair techniques. Your ultimate driving machine is safe in our hands. charliebattisti.com.au, Melbourne's finest facility for the repair of prestige German vehicles.
Everything is good to go at Chadstone Mitsubishi. Up to $4,000 added value on selected models? Good to go. Unbeatable deals across new Pajero Sport and Runaway Triton models in stock? Good to go. Diamond Advantage 10-year warranty and 10 years cap price servicing? Yep, you guessed it. Good to go. See the champion team at Chadstone Mitsubishi today, because at Chadstone Mitsubishi, it's all good to go. Visit chadstonemitsubishi.com.au. LMCT 11716.
In local football this season, every club has a new number one ticket holder. Your pet dog and Schnauzer dog washers. The environmentally friendly dog wash that gives back to the community. Installation is free at your local footy club, and then from every dog washed, your footy club makes $5. Plus $1 goes to the Guide Dogs Australia. Recruit Schnauzer dog washers into your footy club this season and start fundraising today. Schnauzer.com.au.
The Apache helicopter. The apex of flying military might. It can outmaneuver and outgun anything else in the sky. But they're not so great to take on holiday. Apache Caravans are built to handle just as much punishment, and they're rolling fortresses of comfort designed for true off-road reliability. An Apache Caravan makes the helicopter look clumsy. ApacheCaravans.com.au. Apache Caravans don't actually fly, but they will take you places.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Coming through was Cameron, and Prestia out the back, easy as you like, walks in and dribbles it home. No one marking Dion Prestia, and the Tigers strike first in the pre-season. Collingwood, Lipinski snaps towards goal, bouncing ball, got it. Collingwood get there first. It was scrappy, but they made it count, and Patrick Lipinski the first on the board for the Pies. Samson Ryan takes a big grab in the goal square. Juggled it and got it on the second attempt. Samson Ryan, top of the goal square, shouldn't have any issues and doesn't. Gets his first of the night to Myercheck, and this one high inside 50. Marlon Pickett dropped what he should have taken. Side bottom, handballs it off, and Lipinski kicks his second into an open goal. Collingwood make you pay when you give them the chance. It's Bobby Hill snapping from congestion. There he goes, Picks. He's got one on the board. From no possessions to 3 in a minute, and now he's got a goal. That's why he won a Norm Smith medal, Bobby Hill, and Collingwood get their fourth on the board. Schultz plays on quickly to De Goey from outside 50. We've seen this before in the grand final, and now he replicates it. Same, but different from Jordan De Goey. A beautiful finish, and the Pies get another one on the board. Into the teeth of goal. Cox coming out, with the one mitt. He's done that.
He's marked well
tonight. A number of times in his career. Dragged it down with one paw. Directly in front now, and he missed one from there a little bit earlier and makes no mistake this time. Gives it the one little fist, and he's on the board in 2024, albeit in a practice game. Slides one to the top of the goal square, no one home. It's a foot race. Lockie Schultz gets a toe to it. Goal. Beautiful finish and a beautiful passage of play from the Pies. The spoil fell into the hands, though, of Johnson. And now to Nick Dacos, snapping around the corner. He gets one on the board. As easy as you like, coast to coast for the Pies. Crisp, so McGuinness on the runway now. Kicks through this ball and makes no mistake this time. Gets a second look at it and makes sure he pumps it through. And the Pies get their 9th goal on the board. Early doors in the 4th quarter. Then Baker comes in now. Deliberate approach. Nice looking kick. The umpire just sees it sail through the middle of the goals, and finally Richmond get their 4th goal on the board, courtesy of Liam Baker. No one can get on the end of it. Thompson Dow snapping a goal. This time, better work. Richmond, they found one in Thompson Dow. He's had a nice night. Roved it off the pack and snapped truly, and he gets his first of the evening. With ball in hand, there it is. Siren sounds on the first pre-season game of 2024, and Billy Frampton, and a big dust up in the goal square, Pickers, as the ball bounced through. That'll be a goal. That's unbelievable. Billy Frampton launched a talk from 55. There was a scuffle on the goal line, so no one went for it, and it bounced straight through.
What was a dust up over? I missed that.
Everyone's in this dust up. They didn't worry about the footy, and a late one to Billy Frampton. Unbelievable finish. It was a remarkable finish with Billy Frampton launching a talk from about 60 metres to finish the game. A 30-point win, 10-16-76 to 5-16-46 here at Icon Park. So a little bit of goal-kicking practice needed during the week. Picks. John Donohoe, Lamb Pickering with you for another little while. 0433 98 11 16. A few questions there off the text, Pickers. What do you got for us?
One of the SMSs was, I wasn't at the game. Did Reef McGuinness do enough to take McStay's spot, or was Ash Johnson better? Well, they both played bugger all game time, really. Yeah. So Johnson was on a lot longer than McGuinness. Johnson had 4 disposals?
Did he kick
6.
No, he didn't.
6 disposals, no goals, and McInnes 3 disposals and 1 goal. So it's a flip of a coin between those two.
It's going to be a really hard team to break into again this year, now that obviously Schultz is back, or Schultz comes into the side, so he's going to play another forward role for them. They've got Elliott down there.
Yeah, so Schultz, Elliott, Hill,
Myercheck. And this is the small forwards,
Cox. Yep. Then it's got to be one of the others.
Yeah.
It's got to be either, I think, McGuinness or...
But McCreery even drifts through there and plays that role as well.
Yeah, he does. And he'll be in the team. McCreery will be in the team. He's a really important player.
Pressure player, impact player as well. So,
and he didn't have any impact tonight. Like, he had 7 touches. He was on a lot longer than the other boys.
But I think what they want from him, basically, is just pressure around the ground, like tackling pressure.
He brings heat.
Yeah, he brings a lot of heat. And when he gets it, he uses it pretty well. So we talk about forward lines in this competition and you need a two-pronged approach. Collingwood have got probably 3 or 4 mid-sized to small forwards that they rely on, and just Cox down there, Myercheck as their key post. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, Myercheck works so hard, he's up and down the ground, and you've got Cox who really marked well tonight. He had 10 marks, Mason Cox.
Yeah.
So if he can keep the sticky fingers going, they've got a real weapon down there.
They certainly do. They couldn't, I mean, I'm not going to say they couldn't, but they'd be as well placed as anyone to go back-to-back in the last couple of years. I know we saw Geelong win and we thought maybe they could go back-to-back. They sort of fell a little bit.
Injuries cruelled the Cats last year. They never really got rolling.
Yeah.
To be honest, they didn't get rolling from the get-go.
Yeah. Richmond, obviously, the last team to be in that sort of scenario.
They've been there. So, I mean,
the Hawks obviously before that.
It can happen. It's not easy to happen.
No.
It's not easy to do because everyone goes to town on how you play and what your strengths are. And they won a lot of games, close games last year, but maybe that's because they're good.
Yeah.
Because they've won a lot of close games the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So they're a very good team.
But you know what stands out, and even tonight, and I know it's a pre-season game, and I mentioned it a couple of times, the running in waves and the trust that they have that if Isaac Quainer gets it on half back, he's going to have 3 guys, DeGoey and Dacos and all those guys running past to feed handballs, and then, as you mentioned, their skills are just fantastic going forward.
Well, that's it. You turn the ball over against Collingwood, they are going to kill you. They'll kill you on rebound. So, you know, you've got to put enough pressure on, which Richmond did. For the first 20 minutes, Collingwood's skill level wasn't great.
Yeah.
Because Richmond bought the heat. Once the heat came into the game, though, the actual heat, and everyone was getting a bit tired, then their skill level sort of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
And Collingwood's kept at the level that they can be, and they picked it up, see? So.
And we mentioned, on Richmond, we mentioned Thompson Dow. I think I haven't seen a whole lot of him, but I think that's the best game we've seen from him in his time at Richmond in 3 years or so.
Yeah, well, there has been a lot of talk about him having a terrific pre-season. I mean, they say that about everybody, but there are players that you hear it about and then you watch them and you go, yeah, I sort of see what they're saying now, because he was very good, I thought, tonight. You know, he was one of their better players, and he'll be playing in the opening round, there's no doubt.
And we mentioned Collingwood, and you look at this team that went out there tonight, so good. Still going to get Scott Pendlebury back into that lineup as well.
I think he'll get a go.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I think he'll get a go.
Yeah, of course. Scott Pendlebury, there's a couple others that are missing as well that need to come back in. Obviously, they'll miss Dan McStay for the entire year, but they bat so deep. They just bat so deep. Yeah,
they got, this is a team that 3 years ago everyone thought wasn't much good, bottom half of the ladder, and prelim, premiers, and now we're talking about their depth. But they've recruited really well. They've gone and recruited for need. So, and those guys have all held up their end of the bargain. So, they're a good team, no doubt. Richmond might be a bit better than people think this year. I mean, they've still got the top end. They get Lynch back. It's a whole different side.
Yeah, exactly. They've still got a couple to come into this side as well, and Tom Lynch is going to be their focal point, I guess, forward of the ball, with no Jack Rewalt for the whole year because he's retired. So no Trent Cotchin through the middle of the ground. They're going to be young. They're going to feel out Adamuse's system as well. It's going to take a bit of time under a new coach. But I liked what we saw at times tonight from some of the young players.
No, I did too. Yeah. I did too. And if you wonder what that noise is, that's the Triple M bozos from next door. They're all finished on air, so they just decided to stand outside our box and start yahooing. Anyway.
2 tall's enough from Chris off the text.
Yeah, probably is, actually.
And Elliott can own 30 metres out one-on-one Doona.
Yeah, well, Doona might be right because Elliott has been playing a lot more in the middle of the ground. He spent, I would say on a percentage, probably 70% when he was on the ground in the middle and 30% in the forward line. So, yeah, you're right. They've got enough. They can just play the 2 talls, Cox and Myercheck, and then just a whole heap of mids and smalls. Yeah.
Do you want to run through a couple of the key numbers there from a disposal point of view before we get to a break as well, Pix?
Yeah, well, from a Collingwood perspective, Hoskin Elliott had 24 disposals, Quainer 23, Lipinski 23 and 2 goals. DeGoey was excellent, 22 and a goal. Maynard 21, Nick Dacos probably only played 2 and a bit quarters, 21 and a goal. And that's for Collingwood. Not Johnny Noble had 21 and Steel Sidebottom 20. And for the Tigs, Jaden Short 27, Taranto 26, Hopper 23, Baker 22, Dow 20, Bolton 19, Dusty had 18 and was pretty dangerous.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how both these teams line up in their opening round matches.
So Richmond have got Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, so up against Damien Hardwick up there first up.
Yep.
So straight into it with Damien Hardwick and, their new structure and game plan up against the Tigers, who he knows so well. A lot of these players he's coached in the past, obviously. And then Collingwood have got GWS at Giant Stadium.
That'll be a good test for them too. Yeah. Well, the Giants have lost a couple though. Lost a couple of players.
See where the Giants are at. If they can, I mean, they were a kick away from being into the grand final last year.
But they started horribly last year.
Yeah.
It's just they got on a roll in the second half of the year. But they got so much talent on that list. And so are the Gold Coast. Like, I mean, if they get their act together, well, you know, who knows?
Yeah. So first 4 matches for Collingwood go like this: GWS away, Sydney at the MCG in round 1, St Kilda at the MCG, which is an away game for them because it's a Danny Frawley game in round 2 at the MCG, and then Brisbane at the Gabba. So they could, I mean, look, 4-0 is not out of the realms of possibility. I rate Sydney this year though, big time, and I think they can challenge them.
You think Richmond?
No,
Collingwood. Collingwood, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, they could win them all. There's no doubt about that. I would think I'd pencil in 3 of those.
Absolutely. And for Richmond, they kick it off, obviously, against the Gold Coast up there at...
It'll be tough.
Heritage Bank Stadium. Yeah. Carlton in round 1, the traditional one. That's going to be a really good game, but you'd expect the way Carlton are going...
Well, I think the Blues will probably handle them,
Port Adelaide at the MCG. So they don't leave the MCG in the first 3 rounds of the 3 official rounds of the season, obviously, opening round. And then Sydney at the MCG in round 3. So
it's a tough start.
It is
Port Adelaide, Sydney, Carlton, and then Giant and Gold Coast in Queensland.
And I think Gather Round is round 4, I want to say, and they've got the Saints at Norwood Oval.
I knew you'd know that.
Yeah.
I knew you'd know that. You going over for it?
I want to, but I don't know. I don't know if I can justify the flights over there, Pigs.
I'm definitely going over. It's called a car.
Yeah, but
I'm driving there.
From all reports last year, the Hume Highway was bumper to bumper.
No, I'll go over. I'll go over a little bit earlier. I'm going over before Easter.
You got someone you stay with over there in Adelaide?
Yes, I have. Because my children are over there. So yes,
that helps.
I've got accommodation. But I'll be penciling myself in for a couple of those games. I would have thought.
Get the tally up nice and early.
Get ahead of the curve.
Absolutely.
That's how we roll. Yeah,
that's smart. Pickers is thinking 2 steps ahead of everyone.
That's why I've been doing it so long, Johnny.
0433 98 11 16. I'm with you right through until 10 o'clock tonight. We're going to take a break here on our AFL Nation post-game show for McDonald's. The new McCrispy is back at Macca's.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
When the job needs doing, that's Ace. When you need it fast, that's Ace. When it's Ace Gutters, it's built to last.
As a roofing plumber working on an estate, I can't afford to be sitting around waiting for gutters, fascias and downpipes to be delivered. That's why I've always used Ace Gutters. If I order a stocked item by 5 a.m. that morning, I know I'll get it the same day.
When it's Ace Gutters, it's built to last.
Call 9586 4888 or log on to acegutters.com.au.
The NX250 has been crafted to excite your senses with outstanding power and an intuitive driving experience. The beautifully appointed cockpit brings the driver and the vehicle closer than ever, while the smart technology is completely effortless. And now, your chance to earn yours is here. While stocks last, amazing opportunities exist on your demonstrator NX250. T&Cs apply. Speak to Lexus of Brighton to learn more. Expect perfection. Experience amazing. LMCT 9897.
G'day, Mark Howard from the Howie Games podcast here. I just love how passionate the team at Coolabah Turf are about growing premium quality lawns for life. Right now, Australia's next generation of sporting heroes are dreaming big in Aussie backyards all over the country. For an instant lawn for life, call Coolabah Turf today or visit coolturf.com.au.
Do you manage drains in a commercial setting? Sick of constant blockages and other recurring problems with your sewer and stormwater drains? Talk to the experts with over 30 years experience in clearing and relining drains. The Drain Man. We'll diagnose your drain problems with our in-drain cameras, give you a status update complete with vision, and recommend long-term solutions that will fix your drain problems for good. Call the experts. The Drain Man. 1-800-843-372. That's 1-800...
The Drain Man.
Introducing the Trot's Good Form, your go-to for fast and simple form analytics. Gain access to the latest harness racing form and expert-driven analysis from the best minds in the business. Covering every angle, Good Form shows the full picture, including easy-to-read speed maps and performance indicators, lead probability and analytics. Arm yourself with the information you need for wise choices. With Good Form, everyone's an expert. Visit thetrots.com.au/form. Good Form, great choice.
Hello, it's Albert Sanusa from State Transport. Covering the Eastern Seaboard and beyond, State Transport has no boundaries when it comes to delivering your freight within Australia, no matter how big or small. We help our customers win on and off the road, and you can rely on our 24/7 round-the-clock services. Call us on 134 888. State Transport, our people are your solution.
State Transport, our people are your solution.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
Right now at Macca's, go large or medium or small. This month, get any soft drink, any size for just $1. Value means more at Macca's.
Available at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery. Excludes frozen soft drinks.
You're listening to the 2024 AAMI Community Series on AFL Nation.
Certainly are. It was a 30-point win for the Pies in the first of the AAMI Community Series matches. And you'll hear a couple more of these on AFL Nation over the next couple of days. John Donohoe, my name, 0433 98 11 16 to weigh in. We're here right up until 10 p.m. tonight. For the fantasy football players out there, and Supercoach more specifically, Finn McRae, there's a question off the text here about Finn McRae. Did he show anything tonight? He has been talked up this pre-season. Finn McRae replaced Nick Dacos at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter. McRae had a game-high 4 clearances in his time on the ground, along with 10 disposals, 6 contested possessions, and a game-high 6 inside 50s. And that'll show up on Supercoach numbers as well. But the final scores for tonight here at Icon Park, Pat Lipinski with 126. He had a big night, Pat Lipinski. 23 disposals, kicked 2 goals as well for his trouble. So he's one maybe to watch for Supercoach players out there. Not Matt Short. What's his name? I'm telling you. Short from Richmond is Jaden Short. How am I going? I'm still in cricket mode. Jaden Short, 121. Tim Taranto, 114. Jordan Ngoe, 111. Nick Dacos, 102. Thompson Dow was the best for, one of the best for Richmond with 95 points. 88 to Shea Bolton. Naismith with 87 and Gibcus with 62. So for all those super coaches out there who are getting their drafts up and going in the next couple of weeks, that is relevant information for you. We're back here tomorrow night for the AAMI Community Series continuing. Carlton and Melbourne here at Icon Park. Going to be 38 degrees here in Melbourne. So if you are coming, make sure you bring plenty of water and stay in the shade as well. Dwayne Russell and Josh Jenkins will be on the call with you for that match. But what we might do now is we might just hear from Lockie Schultz, who was on Fox Footy post-game, in one of his first games as a Pie.
Lockie Schultz and Lockie just wishing each other good luck for the season. Yeah, I know, a little bit of spirit came into it. It's good to see, but we'll leave for the season. How did you find your game tonight? Excellent second half in particular. It took us a little bit to get going, obviously, but I felt like we got back to our footy. And I think we got back to what we've been practicing all pre-season. Got back to our game styles. Bit more free flowing, and we're able to capitalise out the back. You're doing a good job at the moment. The boys are getting stuck into you over the back here. How have you found the transition over to the Pies? It's been really good. Slow straight in. The boys have been awesome. Everyone at the club's been really welcoming, and found my feet straight away, and I feel like now that games have started, I can really get to work and keep enjoying football.
And your role, will it change much to what we're used to seeing and the way we're used to seeing you play under Craig McRae?
It would be fairly similar, yeah. Hopefully get up the field a little bit. Is very similar to what I was doing at Freo. I feel like that's where I play my best footy, and I've got the assets to do it as well. So just continue where I left off, I hope.
Well played tonight, and all the best for the season.
Thanks, John. I appreciate that.
Lachie Schultz, 14 disposals tonight, 13 kicks and 1 handball for the entire evening. He kicked 1 goal, 2 as well. A couple of people asking about the disposal getters for both sides. I can go through those for you now. Will Hoskin-Elliott led all comers for Collingwood. 24 disposals, 18 kicks, 6 handballs. Isaac Quainer with 23. Pat Lipinski, 23 and 2 goals. Jordan Ngoe had 22 and a goal. Braden Maynard was good off half-back with 21 disposals. Nick Dacos missed most of the last quarter, I reckon, with 21 disposals. John Noble, 21 disposals, and Steele Sidebottom was ended up on 20 as well, 10 kicks and 10 handballs. As for Richmond, Jaden Short with 27, 23 kicks and 4 handballs. Tim Taranto, 26 disposals, 8 kicks, 18 handballs. Jacob Hopper, 7 kicks, 16 handballs, 23 disposals. Liam Baker, 9 kicks, 13 handballs, 22 disposals. You can see the handball numbers were high for Richmond tonight. They had 159 handballs in total to 119 to Collingwood. So those numbers are very, very high for Richmond. Thompson Dow had 4 kicks total, 16 handballs in his 20 disposals. He kicked a goal as well. Liam Baker also kicked 1. And Shea Bolton missed 3 opportunities at goal but had 19 disposals, 10 kicks, 9 handballs on the night. Dustin Martin I thought was really good. 13 kicks, 5 handballs, 18 disposals to go along with, he nearly kicked 2 goals on the evening. Tim Taranto, we mentioned, 26 disposals for him. Another big night for the best and fairest winner. Let's hear from him on Fox Footy a moment ago.
We'll just speak about the 2 games that you had. Overall, how do you assess that leading into round 0 against the Coast?
Yeah, it's been a good pre-season. Last week was really good. Tonight, probably not as good. Bit of missed kicks early, probably hurt us, and then they probably just kicked it around a bit too much and we were chasing, so probably ran out of juice in the end, but they're a good side, so we've got to build on.
And your own form, you were pretty sharp tonight. Had a big pre-season, looking forward to another big season?
Yeah, another pre-season under belt, which was good, went all smoothly, so yeah, hopefully can build on last year.
And 2 big ins for round 1, hopefully, with Toby Nankervis and Tom Lynch. Looking forward to getting those 2 back?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Toby's the captain, he's the heart and soul of this footy club, and obviously Lynchy's a star, so hopefully they can get fit in the next couple of weeks.
Well, good luck, mate, and hope you have a great season again.
Cheers, Eddie.
That's Tim Taranto there from the Tigers as they head into their clash against the Gold Coast in opening round. A couple of days' time. 0433 98 11 16. Couple off the temper text. Hi, boys. Is Darcy Cameron 100% fit? He has a mattress taped to his leg, says Darryl in Reservoir. I thought he looked fine tonight. He was probably the pick of the ruckman this evening for Collingwood anyway. Let's have a look at his hit-out numbers if I can get them up here. We'll get those in a moment. But in terms of possessions, he had 12 of them. A couple of shots on goal as well for Darcy Cameron. I thought he was the dominant ruckman on the park. I thought Naismith competed well, but I certainly think that Darcy Cameron around the ground was magnificent, and I think that'll show in his hit-out numbers. Mason Cox had 19 hit-outs, Darcy Cameron 15 hit-outs, Naismith with 11, and Samson Ryan with 8. So Mason Cox, 10 marks, must be said, is a very impressive effort for the big Texan, so expect him to have a big impact this year as well. Carlton and Melbourne squads are in also. Some notable absentees for Carlton: Corey Durden, Jack Martin, Matt Owies, Sam Walsh, Jacob Wiedering and Zach Williams. We will see a couple of young guys, Lockie Cowan, Jackson Binns, Billy Wilson for the Blues. Adam Chera playing, Harry Mackay also playing. And we've got a couple. Is Orazio Fantasia playing? He is. He's lining up in the forward pocket for the Blues tomorrow. Charlie Kerner also on the park. So the Blues are just about at full strength. As for Melbourne, some notable absentees. We know Clayton Oliver is going to play in the VFL tomorrow. No Lockie Hunter, no Shane McAdam, who came across from the Crows. Harrison Petty won't play, nor will Charlie Spargo. So A lot talked about Caleb Windsor. Was he picked 6 in the draft last year? He'll play his first game for the D's. Colton Tholstrup as well was picked up in the draft. Matthew Jefferson, who a few people on this, a few listeners on this program, on this station, are big fans of Matt Jefferson. Jacob Van Rooyen going to play. Jack Billings as well is listed to play in the middle for the D's after his start to his Melbourne career last week. Some young players, some new players for Melbourne as well. So interesting to see how they go and how both teams unpack that one tomorrow. But we'll cover off on a few of the different games as the community series unfolds in the lead up to round 1. If you missed it, score quarter by quarter. Richmond led at quarter time by 6 points, but they had 2-7-19 on the board to 2-1-13. So they had all the running, 9 shots on goal in that first quarter after Prestia put them on the board nice and early, but they just couldn't capitalise. Dustin Martin was lively in that first term, weren't able to get it on the scoreboard though after that. And then Collingwood just went bang and led at half-time by 14 points, 5-6-36 to 2-10-22. Collingwood led at three-quarter time by 27 points, 8-11-59 to 3-14-32. And then by the end of it, it was a 30-point margin, 10-16, 76 to 5-16-46. All told, it was a 30-point win for the Pies. Pat Lipinski with 2 goals. Bobby Hill kicked one for the Pies, as did Jordan De Goey. Mason Cox. Schultz kicked 1. Nick Dacos with 1 as well, and Reef McGuinness. And for Richmond Prestia, Samson Ryan, all singles here. Tyler Young kicked his first goal in a Richmond jersey